Yeah, I wouldn't do another fucking hair segment. Fuck
Look
off.
how long your hair is.
It's got really long. I just know, like, I saw this fringe.
Yeah, I'm back in my like emo look. Like,
Are you
You're
gonna
like a distinguished Englishman.
Are you gonna go back to the dreads?
not quite the dreads, but I will. I do want to grow it back out. Phoenix gives me massive hair envy every day, so I need to grow it back out.
Phoenix has got a good head of hair. I'm fucking jealous of that kid.
Yeah,
He has.
James, how are you, brother?
Good, man. Just got back from the gym. It's a nice little session today.
Actually, before we go on, where the fuck are you, Ben? You're in a hotel room somewhere. Where are you?
I'm in Salt Lake City.
What are you doing in Salt Lake City?
I am just chilling. Denise is working a show, and she wanted to hang out for a day or two afterwards, go explore, walk up some mountains. So I said, sure. My season's pretty busy, quiet right now. There's no shows on for me this weekend with athletes, so it was nice time to get away.
Where's this at? Where are you hiking?
Salt Lake City. We're up in Utah.
Oh, nice, beautiful, dude.
Yeah, I went out this morning and just took an early morning stroll around the sunset. And I'm in the city, and have you been here?
I've never been. No.
I mean, obviously it's all in blocks, but you'll look like this, and you have buildings, and then this mountain range. And I'm honestly, I just feel at home around mountains. You put me near
mountains. You do love a mountain, Ben.
Yeah, I feel like same exact way. As much as I love Texas, and
it's a bit flat.
Yeah, and Florida. I mean, I love these places, but every time I come back home, I'm in a valley where I'm at in Oregon. I just drive down into a valley from the interstate, and I'm just surrounded in mountains, and it's just fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
That.
See, that's why I want to move to Nevada.
That's fucking incredible, man. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't get
our tune. I like how our tune changes like every season, like where we want to move.
No, I've been saying ever since. Listen,
I know you have for a while, but it's still funny because I'm like, I want to go here, there, and then I just realized that I always change my fucking mind.
So I was always like Texas, right? And Texas has some good riding roads, but ever since I got my motorcycle, I'm like, I want to move to Nevada because it's like hours from the Grand Canyon and from Utah and all that. But it's also hours from the coast in California. So there's like a lot of good riding areas and stuff.
I think Vegas would be a cool place to be, especially in the bodybuilding scene is fucking thriving. And
that's why it's got gyms. Yeah, it's got like the gym culture. There's good riding. It's like warmer weather. So it's kind of like, I feel like
if you ever go visit Hawaii, you're like, oh man, I just want to live here. Like, why wouldn't I live here?
Isn't Hawaii pretty ghetto though?
Dude, I don't think so. If you go to
I hear it's expensive there as well.
Yeah, it's a little expensive, but you go spend like a week in Maui, and I think it's worth the hype.
No, but you know what? One of the things. So I've always wanted to visit Hawaii, but and I still do as a vacation spot, but I don't think I could live there because the beauty of Vegas is you could pretty much fly anywhere in the U.S. for like $100.
Yep, dude. Yeah,
and it's like a couple hours, right? Versus if you live.
I don't like their airport though. It's pretty crap.
The Vegas airport.
Yeah, it's naff. I was really disappointed with that airport.
I've seen.
What do you mean? You're flying in for the airport. I'm not going back.
No, but you know what? Like, I like a nice airport where it feels like there's a lot to do, like in the airport. Like,
I want to get through. I like a small airport I can get a fuck out. The thing I like about Vegas airport is they land you right next to the fucking strip.
Yeah. Then you're out. Yeah.
James needs arcades and Chick-fil-A.
I do. Like, I like to get off and be like, oh, this is fancy.
Yeah, but James, you're used to like Heathrow and Gatwick, and you can go and get a decent meal in there.
It's true.
Like they're like fucking massive shopping centers. They are.
Yeah, it's basically are. Yeah, so that's why I think I'm a bit spoiled for choice because of it. So when I go to like Vegas, I'm kind of like a get off, and I kind of hit a bit of a disappointment wall.
Yeah, you land in LAX, and there's Gucci stores everywhere, and.
I don't know. For me, if I just want to be able to get in and out of the airport quickly, I don't care about anything else.
I get that. No, I get that. I think I was just like, I didn't like how like boring. It felt like it looked very like stuck in time. You know what I mean?
I'd say when we used to go on like family holidays when I was a kid, the airport was like when the fun started. Like once you got your bags away, you went through security, and then it'd be like, right, my dad and I would always go and have a fry up.
Yeah.
Big fry up, and I'd have a chocolate milkshake, and that was the start of my holiday. So it was kind of, but then that's Gatwick and Heathrow Airport, so kind of built for that.
Yeah, but it was kind of like that when I went on vacation with like Paul and my friends when I was like 27. We got to the airport, we checked our bags, and then we started getting drunk.
Or boozing.
And
Yeah.
then we were
Yeah.
drunk. We were drunk for like a week straight after that.
Mhm.
But now I get to the airport and I'm like, okay, I check my bag. I just want to get on the fucking plane and get to where I'm going.
Fuck yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
give a
we're
shit.
old now.
The
Yeah,
novelty of it has worn off. I just want to get in and out of that place.
And actually, when I was a bodybuilder, I hated airports more because usually when I was traveling, it was during a prep and I couldn't eat anything at the fucking airport anyway.
No, I'm eating a cold meal in those fucking weird hard chairs waiting for.
I'm fucking still doing that now. Look, that's my rice cooker and my fish.
But that's because you're retarded. That's why. That's not anybody else.
That's you being tarded.
Oh,
Guy's retired. He's still packing his fucking rice cooker. What the fuck's wrong with you?
So true.
What's wrong with you?
Loves it.
I tried last year. I tried doing the fuck it. I'm just going to travel and I'll eat on the road. And whilst it is infinitely easier on a practicality sense, it fucks with my head too much.
Yeah,
but
I just feel more comfortable this way, man. I'm less stressed. My anxiety doesn't fuck around with me.
Why are you so black and white though?
Why is we always gonna be racist?
I think what it is, because you know the food you get in shops, when you eat it, you do feel not as good.
I was gonna say, I feel like more than anything, like
lethargic.
Honestly,
I can't believe you guys are supporting this right now.
I am.
They're professional bodybuilders. Why the fuck would they not? Like,
Because if they weren't professional bodybuilders, they'd be like, why don't you just get a meal at the fucking hotel restaurant?
I don't know.
No. So here's the other thing.
Okay, wait 1 second. Justin is the worst.
I was gonna say, I am a professional bodybuilder, and me and you would be down the lobby getting.
Justin is the worst traveling bodybuilder I've ever seen.
No,
listen, I was worse. Like when I was competing in an off season, but it's all right because I could train hard and I know prep is around the corner and I can take it all off.
I get what you mean. Yeah.
At this point, there's no prep happening, and I'm like, I don't want to get gross. I can't afford my health can't afford to just be gross and sloppy.
Yeah.
And the wheels are turning now, and I'm enjoying it. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm not gonna mess around with that.
Let me just tell you. I just wanted to say this one. If I could say I hated one thing about bodybuilding. The biggest fucking thing I hated about bodybuilding is having to carry all my shit everywhere, food wise, or like that was the only thing I despise. Like when I see guys now with like all these prep meal services and shit, I'm like, man, that would have been a dream. And you're still doing it. I'm like, why? That's the worst part of bodybuilding.
Dude, we paid for another case so I could pack my rice cooker and my skillet so I could cook my fish and rice. It just makes me more comfortable. I don't have to. And here's the thing: we're gonna go hiking on Sunday, so we're gonna go for breakfast in the morning, and I'm gonna eat like a fucking it's one day I get to have the time off, and we're gonna go for a restaurant, but that's happening Sunday. Until that happens, I'm on my meals. Like that, just for me, keeps me peaceful, keeps my anxiety at bay, and it is what it is.
Yes.
What do you weigh right now?
260.
260. Okay. Right.
Wait, you lied. You don't fucking lie. We spoke about 2 hours ago on the phone, and I asked you the same question, and you told me it had gone up.
Okay, it's 266. But it's only because it's only because once I started doing my test on a regular basis, my body just started to fucking swell up again.
You put on 6 pounds of muscle.
I put on 6 pounds of muscle. That's why, just like that. My body was just like,
it happens.
My body was like, I recognize this. Yeah.
It's accepting.
I mean, that is. I honestly would anticipate some glycogen.
Oh, there's water retention.
Of course.
Listen, it's for sure glycogen and water. Like I can feel this. I feel more swollen.
I can see in your shoulders. Your delts look more capped.
I feel like I'm
More capped, lad.
Yeah, your stomach's more capped.
Samson and Ben are coming here. I got to make sure I can hang with them when we train.
I'm going down anyway. I'm at 246.
You're still stronger as fuck, though. I
was gonna say you're still a maniac.
Show highlight reels. The rest of the sessions are very limited.
Save all your strength for the one video.
Yeah. I'll record this one.
No, every session that we've ever done together or filmed, Fouad and I are always like, Ben, just fucking chill, dude. You don't have to do it.
No, that's not true. I love watching that shit.
I know, I love it too, but but still,
No, every session we've ever done, we've started with a, hey, let's take this one easy.
Yeah,
eh?
that's
So we
true.
let's just, I don't like this equipment. I don't like that equipment. This isn't the right environment. We're tired. We're traveling. And then by 15, 20 minutes in, we're like bleeding.
yeah, we're all.
What was the one? My favorite time was, I think, the first time we trained at Ben's, and we did legs.
The leg session.
I think you I think you squatted like 6 plates that day.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
you guys did the bear squat,
Yeah.
and then I did the back squat. That was a fun. That was
awesome.
that was
But you also did the bear squat after that. And there's like that. There's that
Wow.
Machiavelli video of you just fucking howling through the last like 5 reps.
Well, I felt left out, so
Yeah.
no one's gonna come and use my bear squat unless I'm using it as well. So that's
Good. That's good times.
I like that machine. That fucking machine's good.
I hunted for that thing, man. That took me months to find that.
I'm thinking about opening a public space, because I have I have my private gym now, but I'm thinking about opening a public space.
Just
I think we should open a public space in Texas together.
I want to do that too.
Fouad, I think you'd hate owning a public gym.
Why? You own one, tell me.
I think people.
I think you just get fed up and sick of
You have a lot of preconceived notions about me, though, that aren't necessarily true. So tell me what you think.
Preconceived notions.
No, I know how it is. I think so. Would you abandon ship on your private one and start a public?
No, I think I would keep my private one.
Okay, still maintain the private. I mean, honestly, I don't, dude. I have no issues. I like it. I enjoy it.
No, tell me what your reservations are. So let's talk it out.
I think if you had a gym full of broccoli head kids with tripods breaking your equipment, you'd be pissed.
What if I said my gym was no tripods allowed?
Yeah, fuck it. You could do that.
Yeah, set your tone from day one is what
I can do whatever I want. It's my gym.
Yeah. Shirts and shoes always on, no tripods.
Listen, the kind of gym I want to open is
no broccoli heads.
The kind of gym I want to open is basically what I already have, but for the public. Yeah. Just hard.
That's why I want to do it in Texas. So I'll keep my private space, you keep your private space, and we'll do a third one.
I think my gym would align pretty closely to what you'd want to do.
Look, I don't want to say, maybe I wouldn't say no tripods allowed, but I would definitely have a gym that was for lifting first.
For sure.
Yeah.
If you want to go to a social media gym, you got to go somewhere else. This is not.
Yeah, I don't mind at all the tripods. I have a select few people that'll carry a tripod. I'm one of them.
No, but remember we talked about having like a list of gym etiquette.
Yep.
Like I would make sure that was available for everybody to see. Like,
and actually, I take it back. I think you would do a good job of micromanaging those things and being able to effectively communicate these etiquettes. I think you do good, actually.
Look, man, I think people. I wouldn't want to say no tripods because people obviously want to become influencers or they want to do YouTube videos. But I would say, look, it's a lifting gym first. So just if you're going to do that shit, make sure these are the gym etiquette things you follow. That's all. Yeah, I think I would have a rule though about lifting with your shirt off. You
should not be doing a set with your shirt off. I don't think in a public gym. Yeah. If you're at home gym, like I do that sometimes. I'm like, fuck it.
I'll say that the things that I run into are like in a Sunday. God damn it! Now
you cut out for a sec. Go start over.
Can you hear me? Am I back?
Yeah, the things you run into.
What bothers me is, coming in on a Sunday when we're not staffed and there's just like fucking muddy boot prints everywhere. Fucking blew up and shit all over the toilet and just didn't fucking flush it. Like there's trash all over the ground. Like sometimes these people can be so unbelievably disrespectful, and you'll just find like greasy handprints on your wall in front of your urinal where somebody just leaned. It's like shit like that. Like what the fuck is wrong with you people? Yeah. I one time found a pile of poop in the middle of my bathroom floor. Just walked in like, oh, there's a pile of shit right there on the ground, middle of the floor.
We had an issue when I started, like, James, like Fitness First, like real cheap commercial gyms, like LA Planet Fitness. I was like 19 and working at one of those, and we had a serial pooper in the shower in the women's.
Oh, dude,
it's always the women. It's always the women.
Mm-hmm. Always the women. Yeah, no, typically it's not. But
that was the woman that went into the male toilet at your gym and did shit on the floor as a spite. Actually, act of spite.
I think it was my landlord.
Is it a woman?
I'm pretty sure it's my landlord's a fucking cocksucker. I hope he watches this. I don't care. He knows I hate it. I hope he gets AIDS because he deserves it.
Can you not buy your unit?
What's that? No, I mean, I don't know that I'd want to do more business with this guy. That's the problem. And the building has some plumbing issues. I think right now I'm kind of actively looking to find a different location. But yeah, so like he's just a bitter old prick. I actually bought the gym from him. He used to be the previous owner. And I bought it, remodeled it, and I threw out all his old shitty equipment. I painted the place black, and I changed the hours, and I started blasting fucking rap music and hardcore fucking like, you know, he just didn't like it. He hated everything I did, and he's resented me ever since.
Is he still training there himself?
But it's none of his business. It's your fucking place.
Yeah, fuck him. But he would come in one day, and there was like some issues with the air conditioning, and like he's always super bitter if he has to come and do repairs and whatever. And next thing you know, he goes in the bathroom and comes back out, and my employee goes in like, I think Larry just pooped on the ground. Like we go in there, there's a fucking just pile of poop in the middle of the room. Like he went in, pulled his pants down, shit, and then left.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, I could never, there's no scenario on earth in which I could see myself doing that.
Oh, could you imagine? I mean, it'd be pretty funny though if you did it though. You're
No,
like,
I'm not saying I wouldn't. I'm not saying it's a bad idea if you want to piss somebody off.
I'm not saying I wouldn't.
I'm not saying it's a bad idea. It's definitely on the list.
No, I'm saying like if you really want to piss somebody off, it's a great idea. I'm just saying, I can't imagine doing it.
But imagine being like in, you know, a 55-year-old man, and then like somebody walks in on you with your pants down, you're shitting on the floor.
Fouad, let me tell you this: if I'm coming to stay at your house in May, if there's no TV in my room, I'm going to take a shit in the toilet. I'm going to shit everywhere, right?
James, what's going on, man? You're quiet today. How would you?
Yeah, I'm listening, and because you lot are talking about gyms, because I'm going to be doing something later in the year myself.
Listen, dude, I love my gym, and I feel so grateful to have it. And we've built a really good community of people, and I think a lot of it has to do with who you are, and your members will follow suit. They see me in there every single day. I set an example. I train hard. I train respectfully. I put my plates away. For the most part, that's the community I've built. Yeah. Now there's going to be those fucking weirdos that come in and stink and like jump rope in the middle of the fucking room and just waft BO everywhere and like, you know, weird things like that, and like poop on your floor. You might have that. You're going to deal with some weirdos and some freaks, but you know, that's society, man. There's always going to be some fucking weirdo out there trying to poop on your floors, dude.
James, you said you're working on doing something?
Yeah, later this year.
Are you connected with Kings? Like, are you working with them or?
Yeah, but that's
sponsored.
Yeah, I work with them, but that's not what I'm doing. I'll be doing something separately,
Jordan.
But it's still a gym, though, right?
There'll be something along the lines. I'm not going to say too much yet. Next month I'm doing an event where we're doing a talk, and I'll be opening more about what's going on.
I'm interested.
So it gives us something to look forward to talking about.
Yeah.
But it's definitely
if you had a gym, what would you have stricter rules, or would you let kind of people do what they want to do as long as they clean up after themselves, kind of thing?
You know what? It's one of them things that I would assess the environment. I'd be there for the first few months quite a lot and just see how things are and set a tone. And if there's things I see that aggravate me, then I'll obviously discuss them with other powers and see what to do. It's a kind of collaborative thing, I'd think, on that, because that's how Kings was in the beginning, because I was there a lot in the beginning and it started very well. It slipped now. I'm not there as much, and now it's kind of gone a bit too much one way. So I think being present is very, very important.
It is.
Because if there's no face to an entity, if it's a soulless entity, people have no respect for anybody in particular.
Agreed.
Then that's when people don't give a fuck anymore. So that's one thing I'll definitely consider. Is it's good that, say, Jay's at his gym quite frequently, because that's how you keep that rapport with the people. It's a personal thing. So, you know, even if you've got your private space, it's just worth being in your public gym 2-3 days a week present.
Yep.
And even
authority thing.
I usually train in the evenings. I'm there every night at like 6 p.m. But I still come in throughout the day. I'll swing in at noon. I'll swing in at 2. Just walk down the gym, walk around. Like, even if I'm just driving by, I'll just stop in, use the bathroom real quick, fucking say hi to some members, just look around, talk.
Absolutely.
Then I'm out. You know.
So listen. So James, you're 100% right. One of the gyms I trained at later on in my career when I moved to Toronto was a World Gym, and it was 4 different owners. And 1 or 2 of them were there all the time. There was always 1 owner or 2 owners walking around all the time. And it wasn't like they were like keeping an eye, like making sure nobody does anything. But just because they were there, you kind of mind your manners a little bit. You know what I mean? You're not
for sure, man. People get very forgetful and very disrespectful if there's no one present.
Absolutely, man.
Like it's like
Jasmine has clients that she trains in the morning, so she's usually there throughout the mornings, and then then we're both in there in the evenings training. But I do have a little bit of a looser environment. I don't have a lot of rules structured. It's just I do have a rules board, but it's pretty much just like don't slam the weights, respect the members. Like we don't, I make it clear that I don't censor my music. So if you don't like it,
Yeah.
It's because what we have to accept. Sorry, Jake. Sorry.
no, it's fine. I think one thing that I might put a sign up is like, man, think before you stink, dude. Like so many stinkers. That can be
you get a lot of stinkers. Yeah.
You'd be surprised. I mean, I've walked in the front door of my gym. It's 10,000 square feet, and there's a guy in the corner squatting in the farthest room, and I can smell it when I walk in the door. I've had to tell members like, "Hey, dude," like I pull them aside as they're leaving. I walk outside, do not make it awkward, but I just say, "Hey, like it is a
hygiene,
offensive, man." And
you've told people that.
Yeah, you have to, dude. You have to, because honestly, I'm giving tours of my gym, and people think my gym just smell like feet, but it doesn't. It's homey.
Yeah.
And it's tough. I had to tell this kid, he's like, "Oh man, I've been showering. I don't know what's going on." I was like, "Are you washing your clothes?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm not kidding."
It's true.
He's like, "Oh, okay." I was like,
people put aside a gym kit for the week. Like it's mad. Like they'll think they wear one outfit to the gym.
It was a clear light bulb that went on. And this kid's a bit of a greaser, you know. It is what it is, you know. And dude, I mean, we've all, I don't know. I'm pretty.
No, we haven't all been there.
I'm just saying, we all have the odd day where you're like, "Fuck, I didn't put on deodorant today." You know, but then there's some people that are just habitual stinkers.
I've never. Okay, well, no one's ever told me. Maybe that's why, but I don't think I've ever been the guy that. I'm sure I've had a shirt that maybe had a funk to it or something, but I've never been the guy that stunk a radius.
No way.
You know what I mean? Like
I don't know, dude. I think it's a genetic thing, because I mean, I'll not wear deodorant and I won't smell like shit. It's just some people, you know, some people just sweat and smell like ammonia. Some people sweat.
Yeah, but I think you know, you'll get some t-shirts though that will hold the smell. So no matter, they'll be fresh out the wash and clean, but if you've worn them, trained them a few times, it's lingering in this, and when this gets hot.
But that's why I tell you guys to get borax. I want to show everybody just because how good it is. I'm telling you.
I actually really love having my gym, and I love providing new equipment for my members, and I love having that space. The issue with my area, there was no gyms like that. There's no real gyms, so I kind of made it a point to make it a safe space for everyone to feel like they can train. And
you should have a box of this at your gym at all times.
Okay.
Have a
detergent.
If somebody stinks,
and I just throw it at people.
If somebody stinks, just give them a box. Say, take this home, put it in your wash.
Justin needs to build like a laundromat on the side of your gym. Just
that, I'm telling you, that stuff is for the kind of shirts Ben's talking about. Those funky shirts that kind of hold
material.
It's like the tank top
stuff. Sporty stuff sometimes.
Yeah, like the fucking those.
I got a pair of
the dry fit.
Yeah. Sometimes you get trousers like it. Like the trousers I'm wearing today are a little bit like that, and I don't like wearing them too often.
No, the Under Armour trousers, boxers.
They're that material. Yeah.
I throw them all out.
I come in, and Yannick will go, "Oh, you smell spunky."
Your dick smells terrible today.
Yeah, like it smells like you've just had a wank. Like it's weird. It's really odd. It is odd.
You really get fired up when you wank, huh? You start fucking the room.
Like it. Yeah, everyone just light the whole place up, bro. Light the whole place up. But I think like what we have to take into account, like you just said there with the rules thing, we are in a different time. And as unfortunate as that is in our mindsets that because I'm still set in 2000, like how gyms were then. Yeah. So it's always going to aggravate me what I see now. But I have to accept that this is the current crop. Well, so it's meeting
I don't
in the
think,
middle.
but that's the beauty of having your own gym is I don't think you have to accept anything.
I think you need to not accept anything, but I think you need to be able to understand what your demographic won't be what you particularly are hunting for, because people are different now.
It depends. You know what I mean? It depends how much money you want to make. If your gym business is your own passion project for yourself, and you don't care how much money you make, then you're like, this is the fucking rules, take it or leave it.
Yeah.
If your gym is your primary income and you want to get as many people as possible, then you gotta roll with the times.
Because now, like, every gym's gonna have bikini birds in it. Every gym's gonna have men's physique guys in it, not just the bodybuilders that we used to have like 15 years ago in the gym.
Yeah.
So it's just understanding that it's a wider spread now of people that will come in, and like you said, people are trying to build their, I suppose,
their social media,
medias and stuff. So therefore, that's why you see a lot of the cameras and stuff. But you can definitely work around it to a degree, and at least have some rules in place to help negate some of the issues that can occur.
I'm in that place where it isn't my primary income, and I've been able to just build exactly what I wanted out of a gym.
Yeah.
And whoever's on board is on board. And I honestly had a really good response. But I started in 2018. Over the last 5 years, so much has shifted in the gym culture. Like a lot has changed. It's not the same thing. So my demographic and the people that want to be in a gym like mine is completely different than it was in 2018.
Yeah.
I have a rules list that I look at every day. I'm like, I got to take that sign down. I got to add some shit because just shit has changed.
Yeah.
I have you've all been to my gym. It's a small little place, but we have like the local towns. They're like 400 people, so we have like 20 members, right? It's a very small, limited number. The one rule that I have, it's a verbal rule. It's no politics, no religion.
Yeah, because that's what you don't want. You don't want. Yeah, that's not to come to the gym. That isn't to come to the gym.
This is safe space. This is therapy. We're just coming here to train hard, and I don't want
neutral ground. The gym is neutral ground.
Yeah, it's a hard and fast rule for me.
I wouldn't have that rule.
No, I don't want to have that rule because Ben has it.
If you want to go no, go and talk in the parking.
That rule sucks. Don't like
go and have a chat afterwards.
Ben,
you just like having your little mother's meeting on the treadmill before you train.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, he does that.
Fuck that. Get out.
All talk about politics, the weather.
Yeah.
No, the weather, fine. Do what you want. I don't want to hear politics. I don't want to hear religion.
It's because we're not from Canada or America, so we don't. Because English people don't give a fuck about politics.
Yeah. No, it's not about it's not about politics. I just think I'm not going to tell people what they can talk about when they're walking on the treadmill after their workout or before their workout.
I'm not telling what they can talk about.
Somebody's trying to discuss the primaries, and you're like, "Hey, motherfucker!"
I'm not there telling people what they can talk about. I'm telling them what they can't talk about.
You're a dictator of your own gym.
Fucking right, and that's the point. It goes back to your original point. We have it like I've wanted to close that gym off for 3 years, and then he's like, no, like. We're friends with these people. They can come in. I'm like, well, it's not a primary source of income. It's a luxury. So I can be more, fuck you.
I didn't know that you had members. I mean, I knew that you occasionally see.
I mean, there's probably 10 people that come through there regularly, like daily.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I got. Because there's like always some employees from the building that come train in my space.
And look, we know all of those people, and Denise has known them for at least 5-6 years on a personal level. So
I just dropped a bunch of money on some equipment I'm pretty excited about.
Are you allowed to say what equipment?
Yeah, I got like the new Atlantis Pendulum Pro that's just got shipped and is on the way. Then I got like a Rogers hip press, Rogers three-way row.
Is the Pendulum Pro the Pendulum Pro the squat machine that way, not the actual pendulum?
No, it's the pendulum, but it's the new Atlantis pendulum. So it's a little sturdier, has the adjustable plate. What, Fouad? What? Get the fuck out of here. And then
I don't like the old Atlantis pendulum.
Yeah, it's a little shaky, but I heard this.
I don't like it.
Yeah,
the one I have is like a fucking.
That thing's.
I'm like anti-pendulum. I don't like them.
Are you?
Oh no, I absolutely love it. The Paramount pendulum I have is like, it's from like I don't know how old it is, but it's so fucking sturdy.
Those things are.
You froze again.
If damn it, dude.
Those things
I should move to my kitchen, I think. But if I could.
Go ahead.
If those things. If I could get what you get out of a barbell squat, I would probably barbell squat more. But I just can't squat the way you squat.
I haven't squat for a while, actually, bro. I've been doing hacks.
The other day, didn't you?
I did Smith. Yeah, I did Smith.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You said if you could squat like what?
If I could get what these two get out of a barbell squat.
I mean, mechanically, isn't it? Like how it feels.
Yeah, like you watch.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Your squats are very bad.
My squats are awesome, bitch.
Your squats are pretty good, but if you watch James squat, you really see that he's able to nail his fucking quads, and mechanically it works very well for him.
Yeah, it's because I got short legs and a long body, whereas you're the opposite. You got like quite nice. You got I don't know actually. No, you structurally similar in length and torso. Yeah, I got a long body and short thighs.
Yeah. When I see my squats, I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I'm just going up and down, or just that.
Yeah. I wonder if mine has to do with like my femur. I think I have I feel like my left leg is a little bit longer. My hips are not quite where I struggle a little bit. So locking into a machine just really helps me.
Yeah. I like hack squats always like my kind of go-to. But
I feel like if I just run hacks for too long, I just get my knees get battered.
Yeah. That's why I know I wear these wraps. I know people like, hey, pussy, wear wraps, but my knees have been fine, so that's why I do it.
Yeah.
So what else did you get? You got a pendulum, Scott? What else?
I got the Rogers hip press, Rogers 3-way.
I love hip presses.
And then I got like a full Nautilus line coming with the pull down, a seated row. And then I know like the Dorian curl that James hates.
I got that one. I got that one.
I like
What one do I hate? What one do I hate?
The Dorian curl, like the Nautilus Dorian curl, like the one
when did I say I hated that?
I just remember I think we were on a podcast.
Said it a long time ago on a podcast.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
And then I put some funds down on like some Prime stuff that should be here in 2 years.
Prime takes so long,
dude. Those 2 Prime machines I ordered were 24 weeks.
No, they quoted me at like 36,
24 months now, bro.
Yeah. What else did I get? I got. Oh yeah. Did you guys, Ben? Have you seen that? What, that Mega Mass guy or whatever? It does all the.
He's down in Houston. Yeah. I really was on the verge of buying a couple of pieces, and then my money went into some other things that shouldn't.
So I got that flex, the flex row and the flex pull down.
Flex row, is that that one?
Yes.
Oh, that did you get the actual Flex original?
I got his versions, which Hunter said he used them both. He said that his were
better. They're more adjustable. They got more bells and whistles on them. Yeah.
I
really want to get that. I want to get that flat flex leverage style press. Yeah.
He was trying to push the incline press on me because it's just the same, but it has adjustable.
Yeah,
I don't like the incline one. I don't like the incline one. The flat one I love.
The flat one's amazing. I think
the Atlantis incline is phenomenal.
I've heard. I've never used it, but I've seen that Hunter just got one.
I sold that. I didn't like it that much.
Really? Did you have the new one, like the one Hunter has?
I'm not sure which one Hunter has. I don't remember what I saw there. The one with the independent arms.
Yeah.
They don't move together.
Got the 2 handles. It's got like the handle here and
it's this way. No.
Yeah.
That's nice. I like that a lot.
I thought I loved it. I used it at a gym, and I'm like, oh, I love this thing. And then I got one. I'm like, I don't know.
I got the prime incline coming, and I have so many chest presses I couldn't really
the prime incline is really good. I think Jordan loves that.
I wonder if I would prefer that flex one or the what is it, the Mega Mass, whatever he does, over like the Nautilus one that I have. You really like the Nautilus flat press though.
Yeah,
that's the one that's like
got
a little bit of an arc.
But there's different generations, right? Because one of them is very narrow and one's a little wider.
Mine's wider, so I have one just like yours.
Yeah. Well, I don't have that anymore. I gave it to Hunter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's got it in his gym. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was clearing space because I wanted the flex leverage.
Yeah.
And I'd rather, if you give me any choice, I'd take the flex leverage.
I know.
My favorite chest press is still the original hammer horizontal press, which is really hard to find. The one I have that Metroflex Plano. It's the one with the flat back. There's no tilt. Yep. It's so fucking good. But
we had that at my old gym. Yeah.
Did you like that one? You like that one? Yeah.
I like the incline one better, but I know what you're talking about.
Do you?
The
flat one.
You know what I really like? That Life Fitness selectorized upright chest press.
Have I used that one? Where did you use one of those, Ben?
They got it at Crayford. Well, they used to have one at Crayford.
Oh, I must have used it then. I must have.
Fouad, go do a screen share.
What is it?
How do you? Life Fitness selectorized chest press.
I wonder if I've used this one.
But it's like this really boring piece of commercial gym equipment, but it's fucking lovely.
It's good.
It's probably not heavy enough. You probably have to gym pin it and stack some plates on there.
Sometimes those are like sneaky good though, like the weird.
Oh yeah, is it what?
It's got a little football on it as well. Like you can get.
That looks just. That's hammer strength. That's hammer strength. That's Life Fitness.
That's not the one, though, is it?
No.
It was more the other style, wasn't it? It was like
it's the one. It's got the thing from the bottom. It might be hammer. It might be the hammer strength one.
I've used this one.
Yeah,
I've used that at Crayford.
This is insane.
Yeah. It's really good. The only problem is for you boys is probably too light. But
yeah.
There. Go. That one. Left. No. Go up and left. One. No. Come across. 3 in from where you are.
Yeah, one more right, one more right. Yeah,
Yeah, that one. That one.
Oh, okay.
That one.
Proper old school.
Yeah. But you need to have like a couple of 45s on that.
All that stuff for that period was pretty good, to be fair. That period.
Yeah.
I like the life fitness stuff around there. The gyms over here used to be all the old Esporta health clubs that I used to work at were all life fitness back in the day in Cybex. So they were really good to train in. But now all the kit's gone. Sad times.
Okay. What else?
Just rambling on about boners.
I'm not, you know what's funny? I think I'm out of all of you guys, including everybody on the other podcast, maybe me. I'm the least picky
we know.
bodybuilder. I could give a fuck what. I mean, there's certain things I like and certain things I don't like, but I feel like that's a broad statement for you. What do you mean?
It's not just gym equipment that you're the least picky about. It's food, it's women, it's tits.
I'm he's pretty picky about his tits. They got to be very.
I'm picky about tits.
No, once they're over a certain size, he's all in.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's pretty true too.
Fair. Yeah,
it's pretty vague. Yeah.
You know what? You're pretty right. I'm not a picky person. I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy overall. You guys are a little snobby in some cases.
Yeah,
I'm 100% a snob.
Oh, I'm a snob. I'm uptight as fuck.
I'm just 100%. I'm accepting of everything.
I'm snobby. I go to Marks and Spencer.
I see how you do it though. Like if you fly into an airport, you're not renting a piece of shit. You're gonna rent a very nice car. You know, if we're going to a nice fucking restaurant.
No, I like nice shit. But I'm not overly picky. Like I don't generally go to a nice restaurant and I'm like, oh, this is gross. It's not as good as the other one. Like I'm like, a good steak's a good steak. Like
that's me. I'm like,
yeah, but when we're in Ohio, they served you a good steak and you didn't like it, and I said
that was not a good steak.
And I told you to send it back and you wouldn't.
Well, that's because I'm not like that. I don't send back my food. I just won't go there.
It was like an $80 fucking steak, and it was.
They took it off the bill though. They took it off the bill.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys go to the same place we went to last time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same room. Same room. Same room, but less whiskey.
You know, it's funny. I didn't even ask her to take it off the bill. She saw that I only took like 2 bites of it, and they took it off the bill.
It was like 16 ounces, this thing, right? And he ate maybe an ounce and a half.
I just remember that place having the best macaroni and cheese. I remember being fucking hammered, and I was like, I gotta fucking kill this bud somehow. And I ate a big bowl of macaroni and cheese right before we left.
I think it was only good because you were wasted. I don't think it was.
Oh, when you're wasted, everything tastes so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that restaurant in Tampa was good.
That's interesting. Why do you think, James? Are you like that? Are you generally like? Are you pickier or not as picky?
It depends what it is.
Is there what things in your life can you point to that you're picky about?
Food shopping for sure. Like I said to Ben earlier, I go to like Marks and Spencer or Waitrose, like which is like premium over here because I don't like salmon from some shit shop.
I'm like that, but I'm like that with groceries. Okay, yeah, so I'm with you on that. Sure. Yeah.
Obviously feet are very, they've got to be of a certain caliber. if they're not in that, that 9-10 category, then I'm not going near them.
Groceries and feet. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, I am picky like with like all of this equipment and stuff. Like I have.
But are you like is that like the best?
Actually, no, I'm not.
The best microphone you could buy? Is that like I don't think you are.
No, I'm not picky to be fair, but I do like of a certain standard, like you.
Yeah.
Like I can get into that standard, and then anything within that standard, I'm kind of like whatever. Yeah, then it's just preference on how it looks or whatever.
Yeah, I guess I'm more like that, Ben. It's not that I don't care at all. It's like it's within a certain group. I'm like,
yeah. That's what I said about the titties. There's a minimum
exactly. It's the tits.
The minimum threshold. Once you pass the double D's, you're in.
You're in, and then you can look at all of them.
Yeah.
It's the same for restaurants. It's the same for cars.
It's not the same for restaurants because McDonald's is bottom fucking barrel, mate.
Yeah, but you have to have one guilty pleasure.
Yeah, but wait a minute. But I know that shit, and I still like it. It's not like I'm saying it's amazing. Like, you know what I mean? Like I can.
So you remember when we had McDonald's in Texas? We all picked out a McDonald's. It was pretty shitty. You loved it. And then we had that Bluebell ice cream. You're like, this ice cream is fucking sucks.
Bluebell is so good.
I know. You're like, this sucks. You just ate the whole tub. Saying, yeah. You're like, this sucks.
It's so shit.
Yeah. Right. And that's the difference. That's the difference. Because when I got McDonald's with you guys, I took a bite and went, I'm not going to eat that. I'm going to go and get something else.
Exactly.
So I was like, I'm just going to eat it anyway. It's fucking shitty.
Yeah. You went and had oatmeal. I was like, dude, you got a Big Mac here. You're gonna eat oatmeal?
He's like, McDonald's is garbage.
It was so bad. It was garbage. It was fucking garbage. It was worse than garbage. I didn't even put it
And
in the garbage.
And that was poor
In fact, I didn't put it in the garbage because you know why? Because that fat fuck ate it.
I ate it. That's right. Right? Don't throw it
Garbage
away, man.
disposal.
Don't throw it away. And then the ice cream was shit. It was
it was plain vanilla ice cream.
yeah, it was just vanilla.
Oh,
It was like,
okay. That's different. That's your bad choice.
no, it was what was there. I didn't choose it. It's what you had.
Flavor.
No, but it's what you guys had.
I think you chose it, Ben, and then you gave it to us.
Yeah.
It's a vanilla that I didn't want to eat. Yeah.
Yeah.
I gave you the shit I didn't want to eat.
Yeah, so I said it was shit flavor. I didn't say the ice. I didn't mean the ice cream itself was shit.
Most people would put it back in the freezer.
Well, it wasn't shit enough to not eat. It was
No,
just,
I ain't. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that.
I mean, come
Being
on.
being
Bad
chef to not eat is something else.
Yeah, like bad ice cream is not bad enough to not eat. It's just not.
Yeah,
Still fucking ice cream. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still ice cream.
Yeah.
See, Ben, that's the difference. You can't.
So
appreciate-
bad sex. You
still-
still carry on and finish.
Still
Right?
tits.
Yeah, you don't finish. You're not like, oh, this sex sucks. I'm going to stop now. No, you still fucking.
Yeah. The only way you're gonna not finish sex is if it hurts, and that's like
Have you ever done that? Have you ever gone halfway through and be like, yeah, this is fuck this?
I've stopped
But-
a little. So I've stopped before.
I've not stopped intentionally.
I have.
I have, but that's because I was running trend and just I could have gone for like 3 days and nothing would have happened.
Wait, we skipped over that. What, James?
What do you say?
He said I haven't stopped intentionally. So what was unintentional? What happened unintentionally?
Oh, I've been
You
so
stop.
I've just been so drunk before that I was.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
I'm in, and then next thing I'm doing, I'm humping the bone. I'm not even humping the vagina anymore. And then next thing you know, I've passed out. It's like,
He's
fuck.
falls asleep on top of her, like dribbling on her face.
I remember
was-
being at I remember being at a wedding like 10 years ago, maybe 10 plus, and I just remember getting steaming drunk and thinking I'm going to really do a good job here. And I weren't even in. I literally was like fucking the leg, and it's just like, what the fuck? And then I did pass out. I definitely did pass out.
That was like the
So-
night of the. That was like the night after the Olympia.
No, I didn't even get nothing
Or the
that
next.
day.
the
She was
next-
talking a good game. She was like, "Yeah, I've had red wine," and then she got back and went, "It's like, cheers, mate." Fucking awesome.
So, I've stopped in the middle of a prep. Like I was so tired. I'm like, I don't feel like doing this anymore, and I just stopped.
Wow.
Yeah.
Feelings would be hurt if I was the person on the receiving end of that.
No, I'm just like, look, man. I
I'd be
don't,
like, dude, how'd you do me like that?
I don't have the fucking. I don't have the energy for this. I'm out.
Even if I'm not that into it, I can usually, make it come to fruition. And
I could make it if I wanted to, but I was like, this is.
But you never had.
far off.
Have you ever had that though, where you're kind of full, ready to go, like you're steaming, but it's not gonna finish.
I've had that. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah.
my god! And
I'm
like, you know what?
I'm not that guy. Never been.
I'm
that
not
guy.
like this. I'm like, you know what? I'm done.
I
No,
don't-
but it
I don't
only
really like
happened when I
D'Angelo
was.
that much.
That's what I mean. It was only happened when I was running 19 Nor, and I was like, fuck this.
My mates, I got close friends that tell me they're that guy, and I'm like, how? Like, I don't know how anyone go past, like I said, a few minutes. Fine.
I'm not that guy, but I have been in certain.
How?
areas.
What was the situation? How did that become?
How?
I can't explain.
I want that for once.
I don't
Give me
know if
enough
it was-
Cialis that I can go for an hour.
I don't know if it was the amount of drugs I was on or the type of drugs. I can't even tell you why, but there has been times where I've been like, I'm like, you can do whatever you want to do. It'll happen. Like it's not going to finish.
But
Mine
when
was
that's the
literally
case,
drug induced.
Usually,
Yeah,
if
but
that
that's-
happens, it's because I was like coming immediately, and I like try to make it stop, and then
you
it
just
never
went
comes back.
past it.
Ah,
Wow, that's like a poo. You know when you hold a poo in sometimes and it just
Yeah, and then
disappears?
you're just like, fucking, what the fuck? It's gone. Fuck
shit.
it.
I did that the other night. I'm like halfway. I'm like right on the edge, and then my left butt cheek cramped. So she was on top, and I'm powered from the bottom, right? So my left butt cheek cramped, so I had to like shut it down. So she carried on. She finished, and I'm like, fuck, I'm not there. And I had to reset and go again, and that was hard work. I'm
See,
like,
Ben, what happens to me in that situation is I slip out and then I come anyway, and it's like, oh fuck. Do you know when that happens? It's so annoying. I'm like, I'm not even still pumping. Why?
Yeah, no.
Why? Yeah, like, why are you ejaculating? You're not even in a. Like, it's so annoying. I've had that happen loads of times.
Hands-free ejac. Like,
Yeah,
make it
dude, like-
stop.
yeah,
There's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than that.
so
That's
annoying.
that's the absolute worst.
Or you
Sometimes
shove it back in. You shove it back in, and like it's already spewing. You're like,
No,
fuck.
yeah.
I mean sometimes I'll watch a porno and the girl will like suck the guy off, and then once he starts coming, she'll just stop, and I'm like, "What are you doing?"
What are you doing?
Yeah. Now I hammer it home. Hammer that shit home now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tragic. That's tragic. That is tragic.
Sit there and look at like,
Anyway, I don't know how we got there. We were talking about being picky. How the fuck do we end up at blowjobs?
It just kind of always seems.
Generally, what happens?
Hey, I'm gonna go
Well-
set up in my kitchen because my internet's not agreeing with me in here today.
All right.
I'll be right back.
I hope it looks as aesthetic because this looks good where you are.
It won't look this nice, but I'll do. I'll do it. I know. Sorry, dude. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye bye. See you in a minute.
Ben, you're picky about everything, right? Is there anything you're not picky about? It's not, is there? You're really finicky about everything.
I'm a snob with everything. Like coffee now, I'll only drink French press.
What do you
coffee.
think that? What do you think that is about me? Why don't I give a? Why are you so picky and I'm not? James, why do you think we don't care about stuff as much?
I'm trying to do some deep mythological, like deep answer.
I'm picky about my company.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm picky about the way.
I suppose it depends what you consider important.
True, that's true.
It's just that. It's just blatant. But to you, what's important?
But I considered bodybuilding important. But I was never picky about equipment, and that's where this conversation started.
But in that part of bodybuilding, you didn't think was as important. You didn't think it was important to be specific about equipment.
No, I didn't. I'm like, weights. So
it's just how you.
So see, I'm not like crazy picky with training. Like for my home gym, if I'm hand selecting equipment, I want my shit, right?
Yeah.
Like you do. You want the one you want. If I walk into a gym, like I'm about to go to a new gym right after we get off here, apparently it's pretty good, but I'll work with whatever the fuck they've got, and I'll get a good session in, period, regardless of. Even if the machines are shitty and hurt me, I'll pick up a dumbbell or free weight. I don't care.
Yeah, that's how I am. Yeah.
But if I'm going to be spending my own money, I'm happy to. I actually said this to Denise the other day. I walked in to buy something from somewhere, and the customer service was terrible. And I'm like, if I walk into a store, I don't window shop. I go in to buy something. If I walk out and I haven't spent anything, you're a terrible salesman.
Yeah, you're like me that way. Yeah.
To get me to part with my money, fucking super easy.
It's easy.
And actually, to get me to upgrade and add extras, fucking even easier.
I'm the same way, yeah.
Because if I'm going to spend $100 on something that's okay, or I can spend $200 on the one I really fucking like, I'm going to spend the $200.
Same. Yeah.
You've got to be a shit at your job.
But you know what? But you know what the difference is? So I'm like you in the gym. Like I can go to any gym and have a good workout. But at my own place, like you'll see when you come here, there's stuff that I really, really like. But there's other stuff that like I've grown to like that I didn't buy because it was specifically what I wanted, but more because it might have been a good price, might have been
available at the time.
Yeah. And then I've grown to really like it. And then there's a couple pieces I don't want at all. I want to get rid of.
Yeah, but I've done that. I bought some pieces I thought I liked, and then over time I bought something else. I'm like, that's better. So I'm gonna just I'll adjust to it. But I remember Luke was as fussy as James and I with equipment.
But like you'll see like when you get here, like my leg extension.
Yeah.
It's a Life Fitness. It's the one with the pad like for the shin that moves, like you can adjust it to where you want. But there's no pin for it. Like the pressure from your leg is what keeps it in place.
It's same as the Nautilus do one like that.
So when I got it, I'm like, oh, this is kind of fucking weird. I'm like, I didn't realize it when I bought it. It was just a good price.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this is kind of fucking shit. And then now I love it. It's like I've used it for a while and I'm like, oh, this is fucking really good. But I just don't think I'm like, because when I go to your gym and I see your shit, I'm like, fuck, this is like, you got the prime one, that the fucking the free weight stack and like the whole, I don't know. I just don't, I feel like as long as I can have a good workout, I don't care.
Yeah.
No, but that's true. And I could work out. And then I got to the point where I was like, well, I can carry on using what I've got, but I also have this little bit of extra money. And I know that eventually I want to open a gym. So it's never going to be too much equipment.
Bad investment. Yeah, it's never a bad investment.
I can store it if I need to. Let me go ahead and get this. I don't spend money on cars. I don't even own a car. Like Denise has, we have 2 trucks, and I'll just use whichever one's on the driveway and I can use. But I don't own my own vehicle. They're both hers. I don't waste money on going out.
I guess that's the thing. We talk about this a lot about our spending habits and shit. And I think a lot of it always, every time we talk about this, it always boils down to the same thing. Your spending habits are just basically what your priority is.
Yeah.
Because like I spend money on my motorcycles and on my cars, and you guys don't give a shit about that stuff.
Yeah, so it's like what to you is.
It's to you what's important.
Yeah.
I
But
literally spend money on food. That's it, really.
I'm just the only reason I'm still on this topic is I can't think of one thing I'm like
Super fussy about.
extremely specific. Like I don't think there's anything in my life where I'm like, it has to be this way or else.
I think your company
except for yeah,
most...
I was gonna say except for Hostile. That's the only thing. That's the only thing. Anyway, okay. James, what are you up to lately? What's going on? How's your off season?
Good, actually. Yeah, weight's coming up nicely. Strength is getting good. Yeah, I'm enjoying training. I've got a week off training next week, which is part of the plan.
What are you gonna do with? What are you gonna do the week off of training? Those are always.
I ain't got a clue.
Weeks.
I'm like, what the fuck do I do?
I know what he's gonna do. He's gonna sit in that room right there. And he's
I would, but I've been trying to be like smart and do a certain amount of like walking to make sure I'm not turning into a fat wanker. So it's getting that balance of like doing stuff. So I'm gonna just give myself some shit to do next week.
You should do something fun. Do something different.
Like what though?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard to
go somewhere. You live in fucking the UK.
Yeah, but I'm here on my own now because Jannika's back in Norway.
You have a car, don't you?
I do.
Why don't you drive places?
Like where? What, get somewhere and then it's like, oh, there's a coffee shop just like there is near my fucking house. Because that's kind of what happens to me. I'm like, oh, let's drive somewhere. And I get there and I'm like, well, this is everything that's already near me.
Okay,
hang on, but what happened to skating and...
I'm too heavy, bro. I'm a bit heavy, man. It's fucking a bit dangerous at the minute. Oh, like...
What about sightseeing? I'm always jealous. Samson always has somewhere to go. What about stuff like that? You know,
I know. I watched his video the other day when he went to the woods. I was like, I should do that. And I was kind of tempted because there's a nice woods near where my grandma used to live. But I'm on my own. Jannika's back in Norway.
No, you know what I was really jealous of? He did. So I used to watch Top Gear. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but
yeah, of course I do.
It's in the UK.
It's a British show. Yeah,
I know. I just didn't know if you guys cared because it's.
I used to work at the BBC a lot, where they fucking used to film all the shit.
Did you really?
Yeah, I used to move all those guys around, their offices around and stuff.
Oh, the furniture.
Anyway, and their personal belongings.
In White City.
White City, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I used to live up there.
So I used to watch Top Gear.
Bush,
and
Bush.
They would do oh, your hair looks good. We'll have sex later.
If consented. Only if consented.
Only if consented.
Who was that?
Cup of tea.
Shut up.
Now that you fixed your hair.
Well, shut up. Well, I used to watch Top Gear. They used to do those car tours in Wales, and that's what Samson did. Samson did that last week.
Yeah, because Samson's into cars and stuff, like, so it's cool for him. But for me, it's like, I don't know.
You're not into cars, but are you into sightseeing at all? Like, would you go drive around and like see shit?
I'm not really a sightseer.
I feel like, tell me if this is incorrect, because I live on the other side of the world. When I look at the UK or Europe, I think to myself, it's all so close together. You guys could visit any country at any time.
It's like you were States.
No, but the States is not like it's so spread out. Like for me to drive to California is like a day and a half.
Yeah, but driving would be just, if you went around Europe, it's going to be pretty much the same. Europe's not small.
Like if you wanted to go see the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah,
that's an hour away. That's an hour away.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Wait. Hour?
The Eurostar's like an hour from.
But I got to get to London first.
Houston. How quick is it till you get to?
Like, honestly, I can get to central London in like 25 minutes on a train.
So you can get to the Eiffel Tower in 2 hours.
Yeah, but what the fuck am I? Once I get there, what do I do? Snap a picture of it and go Eiffel Tower?
No, eat some croissants and
dude, enjoy the culture.
Yeah, but I'm not. I'm a strict, boring bodybuilder who eats chicken and rice and salmon.
But that's the whole point. That's the whole point, though. You have a week off to not.
Yeah, but I don't have a week off. I don't have a week off the food though.
So take your food. Take your food with you. Put your headphones in and walk around. I did that in Prague. I walked around Prague for 6 days on my own. It was the best thing I ever did. I need to go to Amsterdam.
That's a good airport.
That's a quick trip as well, James.
I should go there and just get baked out my nut.
Go to Amsterdam. Do it.
Yeah, the French are assholes. Go to Amsterdam.
Or James, what you could do is just jump on a flight to Texas and we could shoot some guns at my house for a week.
I know, but do you know what? I'm just not ready for another long flight. I was ill last time from coming back from the Olympia, and I'm
how far is Amsterdam from?
Probably a few hours.
Dude, I would do that. Like, this is what I mean. I'm jealous of people.
Yeah, you would do that because you're retired, like from bodybuilding.
I think if it was my off season, you're planning on taking the year off, James. What the fuck? Just go disconnect for a week. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, I'm so wired though, bro. Like I've been doing this since I was fucking 14. It's fucked. I know, in my head, and I shouldn't be this way. I know I shouldn't, because I'm the first to preach, and I'm the first to tell others that ask me for advice, disconnect. But I am fucked, and I'm like, No,
No,
more.
I could disconnect.
We've talked about this. James is similar to the way I was, and I'm sure similar to the way you are, Justin and Ben. Like, you can't, even when you're disconnected, you're not really disconnected.
Yeah,
You're still
I'm just like
the way I look at it. If I could take a trip to France for the week, and I knew that there was a gym there and I could train and I could fucking get my calories in, and I knew that it wouldn't hold me back.
The gyms there suck bad.
Yeah, maybe I plan it on a week that I just need some time off. Then
you know what? Let me say another thing.
James isn't training next week, Justin. There's no gym.
No, but do you know what is one thing that really annoys me about bodybuilding is traveling and anabolics. It's just such a pain in the ass having to consider that you're on cycle and then you have to juggle shit.
Can I ask you something, James? How does that? I'm sure this is a stupid question. So for people,
no, it's probably not. Is it?
People live in Europe. People live in Europe. I apologize. So when you're driving, like if you're driving across the U.S., you don't have to stop anywhere. Like you can drive through all the states. Yeah. And I know, obviously they're different countries, but if you're driving from like the UK to France to Italy to Greece, like do you have to stop at a border crossing everywhere?
Like Canada, like you go through Detroit, right?
Same thing.
Yeah. But like I remember going to my sister's wedding like 2012. I just took all my gear in a suitcase with me. Like they're not that. It's not like
they're not
harsh.
that strict. Yeah,
depends on where you're going, but yeah, like you can in your hard suitcase. I used to just take stuff with me when I was younger, but now I don't want to be that guy doing that. If I'm honest, like you don't
want to risk it. Yeah.
You just need to front load a week's worth of gear.
That's why I would. That's what I would do. I would literally put like all of the test in and just go.
Yeah, I got.
And then come back like. So no, I know there's things to do. It's just I do need to disconnect, but. A lot of the reason I am the way I am is because I'm so disappointed in what I've achieved in bodybuilding. I haven't done what I set out to do. And I always feel guilty that if I don't stay regimented, because I know I haven't done enough to say, I'm like, you haven't done enough to relax.
Do you ever think if you took the time to relax that you could find a place where you enjoy what you're doing more if you disconnect?
Oh, absolutely. Like last year when I got ready for the Arnold, half the time I was skating and I felt great. And then I got to the Olympia, I didn't perform as well as I wanted, and it just put me back in a hole mentally. So it's a constant bodybuilding's like a hole. You go up, you go down, you go up, you go down. And when I'm coming off the back of a down,
can I ask
I can't change it.
Can I ask a retired person's perspective question?
Yeah.
I think Johnny Jackson said this to me and Cedric when we were backstage in 2017, I think. Or it might have been an Arnold before that. I can't remember what show it was, but anyway, it was me and Cedric were talking to Johnny. And I think Cedric hadn't done as well as he wanted to do, and I hadn't done as well as I wanted to do. And I think Johnny said something about this is the way bodybuilding is. You don't win every show. And just because you didn't win, it doesn't mean you have to go home and fucking bury your head in the sand. It's just we're still earning money and we're still earning a living. You just come back to the next one.
Yeah.
So the question I have is okay, so everybody wants to win, everybody wants to be great, right? But sometimes when people ask me how my career went and how I feel about it, I'm like, yeah, I could have been better, but I also lifted weights for 20 years and got paid for it. So
yeah,
so at the end of the day, did I win or did I lose? Because when I started, my whole reason for starting was because I started working out and I'm like, fuck, I'd love to get paid for this.
Yeah.
And I did that. I lifted weights for 20 years and I got paid for it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if I didn't win the Olympia, okay, maybe I wasn't a top tier bodybuilder, but did I lose? Not really. I got paid $100 grand a year to fucking work out.
Yeah, but absolutely. You know,
sorry, go ahead, guys.
I was going to say, I don't think it's very odd with bodybuilding. You can have a bodybuilder do, say, 2 shows in a year, and if they're not where quite they expected to be, then it's like, well, they're done.
Yeah.
Whereas if you take the Lakers or the New York, like they'll play a weekend, they might lose a game. We had a shitty time. Okay, next week, because there's a frequency of like performance, they get that redemption, and no one ever writes the team off like from one loss.
No,
or two
but
losses.
even if they have a bad season, the fans still come back next year and they're like, okay, maybe this is going to be a good year.
Yeah, I just find that but even the athletes themselves are like, oh, we had a bad game, we lost, regroup, move on.
And they keep going.
Whereas the bodybuilder and the bodybuilding fan base all hinge so much off of every single
Every
showing.
Yep.
They're like, oh, he was off. And you know how fucking hard it is to be on every single time? Like, it's not easy.
And you have to consider everything as well that's involved in bodybuilding, everything that we do to our body, that we're essentially burning a candle at both ends.
Yeah.
So I get,
and you only you know that, and you're like, so you're like, you get disappointed knowing time's running out every time that you attempt another show.
So James, I kind of said all that as a kind of a lead up to a question, which was, is there any part of you, not that you would be content with not being the greatest or as great as you want to be, but is there any part of you that sees your career, because I know it's harder when you're in that position, but is there any part of you that sees your career as a victory regardless because you're doing what you love?
I can only speak my truths, and I'm not satisfied.
Yeah, that's
Like,
okay.
I know I've done good, and I know I get paid more than probably.
But what does
pro bodybuilders.
What does
And I'm not even the
satisfaction
best.
look like?
Wait a second,
What does
Ben.
satisfaction look like though?
It's just me being like happy with delivering something that
the best version.
Yeah, and being able to just like look and say, well, that was me at the best that all I can be, and all the years of graft was worth it because I got to that point.
Yeah, but can
And
you
it was-
define?
and-
Can you define that though? You know,
Wait,
like, can you literally-
Wait, you just said it. You just said it. So I know the shit I'm saying I never felt when I was in it. So I'm not saying you should expect to feel it now. But you just said it. You said, I want to know that it was worth it. And what I'm trying to say is, if you're making $100,000 a year or more, whatever you're making, and you're satisfied and you're comfortable, it's fucking worth it.
It is, but you know, when you're in it still,
you can't see that. I understand.
No, you can't see it still, and you're so present in this, and you have to neglect everything else. That
I think
the monetary reward isn't your primary focus at all. If I was getting paid half what I was getting paid now, I'd feel exactly the same. If I was getting paid double, I'd still feel exactly the same.
I understand that, and obviously,
and that's the thing. It's just like this. I don't know. It's a frustration in my.
So well, is it a result or is it a look though?
It's always going to be a look. It's always a look.
Yeah.
Because a look means more than a result, in my opinion.
Yeah, because the result is subjective. The look is how you feel.
Absolutely. One thing I understand about bodybuilding is it's subjective, and that you can be the best on the day in your opinion and still not win. Then you have to accept that.
Yeah.
So, but for me, it's just to be able to go, look, well, anybody can look at that those pictures of me from that show and go, wow, he fucking nailed it.
So you've never done a show where you've been like the 2 shows you won. I thought you looked pretty spectacular. You've never looked at your pictures and thought it's not as you've still looked as that I can be better than that.
Way better.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Are you not chasing something like that hypothetically exists but in reality doesn't?
No, it definitely exists.
You think that you can honestly say and you can go and win the Olympia and you'll look and be like, oh, I fucking nailed that. I don't think anybody's really truly felt it. They always like. I think
no, that's not true, Ben.
You think?
Yeah, I bet
Ronnie Coleman was like, yeah, I fucking nailed it.
No. Listen, it doesn't. You don't have to be the greatest on earth. I have a couple looks that I'm very proud of.
Like, yeah. That's all it is. That's literally it. It's to be in the proud.
Proud of. But do you think, especially being retired now, do you ever look back and be like, oh, I think I could have squeezed, like if I'd have just this.
I know I could have done things to be better, but that doesn't negate the fact that I'm proud of. There's a couple looks that I'm like, I'm really proud of that look.
Yeah, because it's quite a broad thing. Like pride can be quite wide. Like the look may not be like perfect, like it could have been better, but you can still be proud within that look. And I haven't experienced that yet.
Let me rephrase it. I'm proud of the look I achieved within how I pursued bodybuilding.
Considering your pursuit.
When I look back, I'm like, okay, well, maybe if I pursued bodybuilding in a more militant style with a little bit more patience, maybe I could have kept my earlier look for longer and been better. I understand that. But in the way I pursued bodybuilding, there are a couple looks I look at and I'm like, I'm really proud of how that turned out.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I seem to remember you were talking about Branch like retired and said it was relatively easy for him because he got
where he wanted to. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I'm talking about. Like for him, he had that career satisfaction. So moving on, whereas you've expressed that actually was a little harder for you because maybe you never tick that box. And that's what I'm saying. Like you have a look, you have 2 or 3 looks that you're proud of, but you still found it hard to walk away because you felt like you never quite got to that point that you wanted to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think what James like, see, that's why there's a difference between what James is talking about and what Branch is talking about. Branch's satisfaction came from being second at the Olympia.
Yeah.
Right. James's satisfaction is saying, I still don't feel like I've looked my best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like, let me put it this way. I feel like I looked as good as I could have. I just was never meant to be a top 6 bodybuilder. That's how I see it. So after retiring, I'm accepting of that. What held me back from retiring and made it suck was I wasn't able to step on stage one last time and kind of be my best. I kind of had to retire because of illness or injury or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I think Branch was able to walk away, because he walked away on his own terms.
James, how old are you? You're 32?
No, I'm 34 now, man. I'm getting
34. Yeah, but it's still not old. I mean, like, you could easily take another 5-year run at this. I think
the way I look at it, like, it's just, you know, I can only go by the experiences and the discussions I've had with people who I believe their opinion. And like, say in Branch, for example, I was speaking to Branch when I was over there, and you know, earlier in the year, and Branch was like, "You could win an Arnold Classic, trust me, James." He said, "You just need a good, solid run," and like, I have to believe that. Like, I have to believe that, because when no one believed me back in the day when I said I couldn't win a British, I did it, and then a pro show, I did it, and then I did it again and again, and it's like, now that someone else that I actually respect their opinion says it's possible, it's like I can't give up on that, because I do believe there's more to be given. And I don't think it's a case of working harder. I think it's a case of working better, like just figuring it out. Like, a lot of what my energies probably aren't in the right direction because I don't really know the right recipe yet. But I feel that once I do, I will be better. And I've seen people like make that progression. Samson, for an example, yeah, he's probably got better genetics than me. So be it. But it's not all genetic. The guy's worked hard and worked accurately, and I still feel that I have more to give. So I just want to get that. Like, I don't know, I just want to work till I'm done. I can't walk away yet.
For me, I feel like a week in France with croissants, and I feel like that would help me be a better bodybuilder through that year.
I really understand. I really understand James' mindset, though. I remember
100%. I get it.
I remember being in that same place and thinking to myself, I can't fuck up a day because I'm not where I want to be. Like,
I do understand what Jay has said as well, though, because there was a time in 2013, the first time I did open men's bodybuilding. And I made sure that before I started to diet, I was like, I'm going to give myself a couple of weeks just to chill the fuck out, have a few drinks and relax. I went, and that was my first British as an open bodybuilder. I was 23 years old. I got third in nationals.
Yeah, I will say, I think from like a coaching perspective, that's one thing that Matt really encourages. Matt really drives home, like, dude, be present, be with your wife.
Yeah,
take some time, disconnect from social media. Don't fucking think about bodybuilding for a week. Like, dude, you just need to, pull back.
This is why it's Jay. This is why it's a bit of a blessing with my training partner in a minute, because he trains in a manner that does these like little mesocycles, and then you get a week off. He takes a week off, and I wouldn't do that by myself, but I respect him enough that I'll follow the what we're doing. And I think it's gonna. I think having a week off is going to be a great thing. Like, I'll try to do what you guys are. What you guys are suggesting.
From a coaching perspective, there's some guys that I know need it, and some guys just want to be on planet and can live in that space and are just fine. But some, like, I have a kid, Dylan, that is he's like you, where he's so fucking tuned on all the time that, like, he went to Hawaii for a week, and I was like, dude, I need you to not think about bodybuilding at fucking all. Don't worry about it. Don't give a shit about your meals. The kid has incredible genetics. Dude, just go have fun in Hawaii for a fucking week and disconnect. You so desperately need it.
I think that's what it is, though, Jay. I think, like you just mentioned, that the kid's got incredible genetics. Okay.
Yeah.
I
think if you say that you don't have incredible genetics, you're silly.
Don't be guy. Don't be guy.
No, but
you've won open pro shows against good bodybuilders.
Dude, I could get pictures up for you that you'll be like, that guy's genetics are fucking actually not that great.
Yeah, it's like,
how about that picture you posted with you and Patrick?
What about sliding scale, James?
Yeah, but that's now. Yeah, that's now.
Are you comparing yourself to, say, Phil Heath? Yeah, okay, you don't have Phil Heath's genetics.
No. Let me say something. Out of every pro that's ever turned pro on the British stage, okay, the British stage, of all the years of being an overall champion, I'm probably the worst one.
I disagree.
The fuck?
No, you think I know? I'm being honest. Like, you guys don't know the history of bodybuilding like me, probably from a British standpoint. I've seen and I know who's turned pro over the years. When I turned pro, I probably wasn't even ready to turn pro, and that's why I was so adamant that I was pro.
A lot of guys.
Wait.
Dude, listen to what I'm saying.
Just wait a minute, James. None of that matters.
No, it doesn't. But I'm just saying, like, I'm not a
Look at
genetic.
this guy. This dude is an Olympian and can squat 800 for reps, and he says he has bad genetics.
I don't say I have bad genetics,
Give
but I'm
me a
saying I
fucking
don't have
break.
I don't have great genetics. I don't have great genetics. I don't. I honestly don't. I got no abs.
Depends.
Like, look.
That depends. That depends on.
If we're talking about like muscle insertions and
everybody's going to have their own opinion of what great genetics are. Obviously,
Yeah.
James's opinion of great genetics is he's talking about Lee Haney, he's talking about Phil Heath, he's talking about Kevin Levrone. Like some of these guys have incredible structure and are built for bodybuilding. Yes.
Well, yeah,
there
you got guys like Rafa, you got guys like Justin.
Listen,
Have these like, insertions.
You've achieved more than a lot of those guys.
Everybody's going to have their strengths, but I understand what James is saying. And people at home might not understand it either, because you're saying, well, he's a pro, he's got great genetics. Yes, but it's a relative term compared to everybody else on the scene. Right?
I understand what he's saying.
James is obviously holding himself to the highest standard. So when you're comparing yourself to Phil Heath or Kai Green, you're like, yeah, my genetics suck because you're not Phil Heath or Kai Green. But it's not a totally rational way to look at it.
No, for sure. But I think if there's one thing I can do, I can look at someone's structure and I can say whether they've got a genetic capability to be.
They have a gift or not. Yeah.
And whether they're going to have a real hard time doing it or not.
Yeah.
And I've got a friend at the minute, like my friend Marvin that we looked at the show before.
Yeah.
It's a guy that, okay, just give him 5 years and he'll be there. Whatever he does, as long as he works hard and in a sensible direction, he'll be there. Then there's other people that are like, okay, you've kind of got to be very methodical about how you approach this, because if you spend the days not doing things right, you're not actually going to progress. I've actually regressed a few times in bodybuilding as well. And that's something you probably don't see, but
you're not including in that genetic bracket. You're not including mindset either, which I feel
no, for sure.
Part of someone's genetic propensity.
Yeah, and I agree. Like I think coming up, I had one of the most stern mentalities to bodybuilding, but I do also think the years of being that stern has created some sort of like a bit of a bubble of
a hole.
A depressive state at times where I'm kind of like not sure on my identity because I don't know much else about myself. So it's like, as good as it is, and it got me somewhere, you get to like 34 years old and then you're like, well, I don't really know what else I am and what else I'm able to do. Like, I feel quite useless in a room among friends. If you put me in a room with friends like yourselves, I discover things about people like you that are really incredible, other things that you're capable of. And I know Phil's going to go, oh, well, you can do other things. But I mean, like, I've got a friend the other day. I'm in the gym with a friend of mine and his girlfriend. And then I didn't even realize his girlfriend's like a fucking professional singer. I see that kind of shit all the time. And then that's when I realized, wow, all these years I've put into this. They're good, but I do feel a bit linear.
James, we need to have a separate conversation. You sound like me when I was 34.
It's not because I am you when you're 34.
It's not a good place. It's not a good place to be in.
It's not a good place. And I know that. And that's why I post some of the things I post, and I try to be transparent. That's why I come on the podcast, because if I'm feeling a certain way, the one thing the only thing I feel like I can do that's positive really is just be honest.
Yeah. And
have these conversations with you guys, because it does feel like, it feels like I'm trapped in a bit of a box in a minute with having to try to succeed, with not as much faith behind myself as I'd like to have. But that's why it's been really good training with my friend, because I hadn't had to think, and I'm just following and I'm just doing, and I'm letting time do its thing. Right now, my head's just like, just do what you've always done and don't overthink it, like Jay said. Yeah. And just see what happens in time to come. I had this thoughts to myself today when I was driving. I was like, all the good things that happen in life is when you don't think about before or after, just think about now.
Yeah.
So now it's just about trying to be like super, super present and just see where that goes. Sorry that I rambled on for so long. I just enjoyed talking to you guys.
Good.
No, it's okay.
But it is funny, like, because I'll reflect or mirror a lot of that sentiment, like I said, and that's why I'm back here with my rice cooker in a fucking hotel room, right? Yeah. Because I was like, oh, I'm retired. I'm not competing. I can enjoy life. And chaos ensued in here, right?
Yeah.
I fell apart. But you have to learn to balance that out, and you start questioning yourself. I questioned myself more in the last 12 months than I did when, like, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Yeah. In fact, my dad was here when he came to visit, and he looked at me and said, what the hell's wrong with you? I said, what do you mean? He said, you've lost all your confidence. He said, all I see from you is self-doubt. And it's because I'd lost this. And if you try to, like, there's, like, yes, balance and everything else, but if you try to deny who you really are and what makes you tick, and try and just go left, like way over here, and be like, well, I'm just going to go off for a week and just completely shut it down. That's cool for the people that can do that, but it's chaos for the people that cannot. And you can travel and do that kind of thing, and then do other things with your meals with you, and in fact that keeps you in that space. That's not a bad thing. You'll get people that roll their eyes, but oh god, fuck, yes, take all these meals. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, like me.
Like if that helps keep you centered and know the direction you're heading in, fucking go for it. Like that's what you've known your whole adult life. I don't think there's anything wrong in honoring that and being true to that.
Well, it's like I think what it mostly just comes down to is just honesty. Is just getting older and like understanding that life's like this line, and every day you draw a little bit closer to what will be, like, without sounding morbid, but the end of it. And the closer I get to the end of it, like in my head, the more questions I ask, and the more I'm trying to figure out the best way to spend the rest of it.
James, when I hit, so I always had this idea in my mind that 40 was going to be my retirement age. When I hit 35, all I could think about was 40s coming up.
Yeah.
It was like the most prevalent thought in my mind at all times. Like even if it was in the background, it was always there. It's like, you got 5 years, you got 4 years, you got 3 years. Like, it's constantly like, what are you going to do after bodybuilding? What are you going to do next? Yeah. Are you able to do anything? Do you have any other skills? Can you get another fucking job? Like, is your like all these things are constantly fucking rolling in your mind.
But to go back to that point and to what you said earlier, do you not think you can get lost in thinking that way, and you're not enjoying the fact that you're in this privileged position where you can still do this? Because at one point you are going to be retired. At one point you cannot compete, you cannot prep, you cannot eat those meals, you cannot take those cycles, and you're too worried about being balanced and having everything else in your life that you're not actually enjoying the life that you're living right now, and the position you're in. Like you said, if James is earning 6 figures, fucking sit in that moment and enjoy it for what it's worth.
So listen, I wasn't about balance. It was just, I wasn't worried about balance, but I was worried that the end is close and I haven't got to where I want to get yet. So you constantly have this thing in your head rolling. You're like, okay, I'm 34. I started this when I was 20. Fuck, a lot of time's gone by and I've only achieved this level when I wanted to achieve this level. Yeah. And you're like, I only have 5 years. Can I get there? So that thought's constantly in your fucking head.
It's so weird how it works, because if you were to put yourself back in time and imagine yourself even achieving what you have now, you would be grateful.
Yeah. I think that's like the biggest thing is the shift in perspective. I think how you see yourself and how you feel about yourself dictates so much of your trajectory.
But can I interrupt for one sec? Because this is what I was trying to say earlier, James, about saying you're like me when I was 34.
Yeah.
I was trying to say that's a negative thing. Like if I had a wish for you, it would be for you to not be like me, because like Ben said, that kind of doomsday thinking of, oh, I'm going to be 40 soon, that actually hindered my career.
Yeah, for sure.
It didn't allow me to enjoy just the last 4 or 5 years, because I was always worried about what's after it. It was almost like I had already
decided your fate.
Yeah, I had already decided that I was never going to be a good pro, and I just got to worry about what's next instead of actually using those 5 years to excel.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I was saying. I don't want you to be like I was,
but that's the thing, right? We spend all of our 20s trying to move through the ranks, scraping a living, not being really able to afford anything, not being able to travel anywhere, this, that. Man, you're in a position now where you're a 2-time Olympian. You're going to be a 3-time Olympian whenever you decide to pull that trigger. You have the income where you can bodybuild on your terms, how you wish to. Fuck, man, that's the dream of the 20-year-old James.
Yeah, it is.
I know.
Live that dream,
and that's why it's so odd and annoying that I feel such a way.
And I think if your concern is what to do and what you can do post bodybuilding, I think if you look at what you've achieved, how rare is it to be a professional athlete at your level, making 6 figures a year, being an Olympian? How fucking rare is that? Now, how rare is it for somebody to have multiple pieces of real estate and be monetizing things like that. How rare is it for someone to start a small business and be successful there? These things are not that rare. You've achieved something that is far more rare and difficult, in my opinion, than traditional success. Now, I think if you look at what you've been able to do, you should be confident in yourself to do whatever the fuck you need to do to be successful.
Yeah, for sure. Again, I'll say this, like, obviously, it's funny because anyone that's going to watch this podcast, I promise this isn't like we haven't purposely done like a podcast where
it's like a therapy session.
Yeah, I haven't made myself a subject for a reason. It's genuinely because these gentlemen are my friends and understand me, and if there's anybody that I can truly just speak to and not feel like I have to put a censorship over myself, it's these guys. So you always going to get me speaking the most honest here, and obviously I value your opinions because we're all at different stages of this, and we've all been through a similar path. Again, I think, like you just said there, Jay, like that's why there's like two sides. There's this confidence that like I'm capable of so much because I've done more than I expected to do, but there's also this like, okay, well, you've done this much. How much fucking more can you do? It's that
doubt.
constant.
There's a doubt. There's a constant doubt that's in your mind.
I'll tell you what I found and discovered. I haven't had therapy for this, but it's kind of like my therapy that I figured out by myself, and a lot of it has come from smoking weed, if I'm honest. But I will have a conversation with my 18-year-old self, or 16-year-old self, or my 15-year-old self.
Yeah.
And I'll have a conversation, and he normally calls me a pussy, and calls me out on my bullshit, and tells me that I'm letting him down. Like I'm disappointed. He's disappointed in how I'm behaving, how I'm thinking. Because if I look at where I'm at, if I'd have showed him that, if he knew that when, you know,
that's not really 18-year-old. But 18-year-old Fouad's a retard.
No. I don't mean that. What I mean is if you ever don't appreciate the positions that we're in, if I go back and I talk to my 18-year-old self, he's like, "You're a fucking idiot."
Wait a minute. Wait.
You need to appreciate how far you've come.
Wait a minute. You're still the same person. 18-year-old Fouad, right, was so concerned about what 25-year-old Fouad was going to do. How am I going to turn pro? How am I going to make money? How am I going to be successful? Wait a minute. So 34-year-old Fouad is the same fucking person. He's not going to sit there and go, look how much I've done. No, 34-year-old Fouad is going, how am I going to get to 38? How am I going to get to 40? What am I going to do? It's the same person still chasing the same shit. It's the same drive.
But what I mean is that drive where, or that thing where you're going, oh, well, what's next?
Ben, the thing we have in common is we always all want more.
Yeah.
So 18-year-old Fouad wanted more. 30-year-old Fouad wanted more. 40-year-old Fouad wants more. It's always going to be, we're never, ever going to sit and go, look what I did, pat myself on the back. It's not going to happen.
You know what? I don't think that's a bad thing.
That's not what I'm saying. The 18-year-old guy does not pat me on the back. The 18-year-old guy calls me out on my bullshit and tells me not to be fucking complacent and that life is still going. Like I'm still a young man, still fucking go.
Yeah, of course.
Like he's not telling me, oh, you're 35, you've achieved this, achieved that, you can chill, you've succeeded. He's telling me, hey, motherfucker, you have every resource available to you. You're just being lazy. Carry on.
Yeah.
Like don't doubt. Don't doubt. It's don't doubt yourself.
Yeah.
Carry on. You got this. It's the confidence of my 18-year-old self, right? You say he's a fucking idiot, but 18-year-old Fouad was more confident than you are now.
So I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you what happens in a bodybuilder's career. And from my own perspective, you have all these dreams, right? You turn pro. You want to achieve all these dreams. You start achieving some of them. You qualify for the Olympia. You maybe win a show. But then things start to level off. You don't keep... Your career goes like this, right? The curve is like this. You're an amateur. If you have a gift for bodybuilding, you kind of start killing all the amateurs. Then you get your pro card pretty easily. Then you fucking win a show like relatively easily. And then things start to fucking slow down. And it's hard to get through that. And I think that's where James is. James is like, his career went like this. And now it's into the grittiest part. And it's like,
it's a grind. It's a true grind now.
Can you grind through this last like piece of the hill?
Yeah.
And that's some guys can do it. and they keep getting better. Like if you look at Ian's career, for example, right? Ian went like this, turned pro at 22 or 21 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he kind of slowed down, and then he grind out that last little bit, and he's in the 7th in the world.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The 20-year-old and 19-year-old James that did the juniors wouldn't have flinched.
I'm not saying that. I'm not that point is that point, and I'm not saying you're wrong. What I'm saying in reality, in bodybuilding terms, it's not a straight shot unless you're Phil Heath, right? It's never a straight shot. You do really well as an amateur because you have a gift for bodybuilding. You may get your pro card pretty easily. You may even win a small show.
Nearly said bro card there, like that.
Yeah,
the Fouad Abiad bro card.
Yeah, the bro card. No, but then that last gap from being 15th in the world to being top 5 in the world is the fucking thing that separates, people from
feeling like they've achieved or not.
Yeah, and I think that's where James is at. It's that last peak that he has to climb.
Because you're always comparing, like you always, wherever you are now, you look and there's like that little hill, and you just want to like be able to conquer that little hill at a time,
That's right.
And I've been in a similar position for the last 2 years.
It's hard.
Where it's like, okay, like I'm, like I did this post about Patrick last night, yeah?
Yeah.
Like it was just honest post. The reason, if that was me 10 years ago, that wouldn't have been an issue if we made a balls up at a show. Yeah. Because I respect things take time. But it's also a reflection of my urgency.
Yeah.
Like in my head, like feeling like, okay, I don't have much time to get things wrong. And I'm not taking shots at anybody. I'm just saying, like, I've been here for 2 years and I'm 34 and I don't want to be doing this too long because of situations like having CT scans and seeing what my bloods are like and stuff. My bloods ain't great. I've had my bloods done. They're not great. I can't keep doing this forever.
Yeah. I'm
in a position where I've got a bit of time, but how much longer?
Yeah.
So it's just that urgency and it's that understanding that I know I haven't achieved everything I want to. I have a bit of time, but I don't have all the time.
Yeah.
But then I'm not a div, and I would never put myself in a position that's dangerous as well either. So
yeah.
I suppose I'm just in a position where I'm just trying to like put together some pieces and just work out.
I think you're approaching this with a sense of urgency, but I think the biggest thing is you just need to have a shift and believe in yourself. If you actually believe you can do it, I think that's
belief is everything, because every time I've believed,
but
it's true, Jay. Because when I have had that belief, all of my prep for 2020, I was in the gym during COVID and I had the gym to myself, and I heard Rami was going to do this Spain show, okay, because he was going to do it. Do you know what I said to myself every day? I said, "Fuck it, bring it on, bring it on." Rami, turn up. Not that I would have beat him, but in my head. I was like, fuck it, I'm ready for whatever comes my way. I got to that fucking Europa show. There was Rafa, there was Samson, there was fucking Lucas Osladil. There was people that if I had thought too much about it, I'd have been shitting myself. I fucking went to that show and I won that show because I just believed. And it's like, you just got to find that belief again. And I think I am.
But sometimes that's a spark you need too, James, right? Like, cause so you're in this place where you're kind of in limbo because you're in the middle of your career.
Yeah.
And one of the things, I was in the exact same place at 33 and 34, 32 and 33. And then I met John.
Yeah.
And when I met John, that sparked like that second push for my career. And
absolutely.
Sometimes it's just meeting the right person or having something happen that kind of starts to spark that belief again.
I think there is, it's normally an event or a situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again,
it's probably going to be like a week in Paris eating croissants.
Justin's not going to let it go.
If I don't have a picture of me posted up next week
next to the Eiffel Tower,
next to Eiffel Tower next week, Justin would
just give me. It's worth a shot.
He'll say you're no longer a friend of mine. But anyway, that's so. And a lot of the thing is, we're speaking about this because a lot of you guys that are going to watch this show, many of you probably get to this point as well, or have been at this point, and hopefully at least there's something for you to fucking think about.
Well, look, I think the reason I'm glad we talked about it is it kind of crosses all barriers. If you're a business person, if you're in school, if you have a job that sucks, if you everybody hits a plateau somewhere where they're like, fuck, I got to do something else to be happier.
Sure. We just use I just explained it from a bodybuilding standpoint purely because that was the life choice. But it's the same.
Even if there's guys that want to be pro bodybuilders, this is why I think the show is important, because we're talking about real shit that you might
real hurdles that can occur. Like and Sometimes not a lot changes, but everything changes.
Yeah.
You know, because
All
this
right,
is a situation. Just before, sorry, last thing. This is a
it's okay.
situation where nothing has changed, but everything has changed.
Yeah.
And you still try to find your.
But I think the fact that nothing has changed is what's driving you nuts.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, let's finish with some questions.
I'm gonna go grab a drink. I'll be back. But start, please. The questions.
Okay.
I'll join in when I get those.
How'd the bros lose their V cards? What's a V card?
Virginity.
Oh, I didn't know it was called a V card. In my girlfriend's basement at 17.
Yeah, in my bedroom at my parents' house when I was 17.
Was it your girlfriend or was it a one?
I mean, it became a girlfriend at the time. It wasn't.
Okay, Ben.
Yeah, bedroom parents. No, I was thinking I was 18, 17, 18.
Oh, you made up for it real quick.
Dude, I was right out of it was right after I had meningitis. So I got out of the hospital and dude.
Oh, was it sympathy fuck?
Yeah. So like this girl, I was kind of talking with her and hanging out with her before I got sick. And then I got sick. And like I went into the hospital like 155 pounds and I came out 95 pounds. And then I was like,
your dick must have been like this big.
My little tiny legs, my huge dick.
So, a 10-pound cock and an 85-pound Justin.
Yeah, trust me, it looked huge.
No tripods in the gym.
I just leaned forward. I brought her to my parents' house and we stayed the night like after we went to the movies. So fucking A, dude, my dad takes us on this date because he's driving us there. He's gonna take us to the movies. I'm like, hey dad, we want to go ice cream first. There's an ice cream shop by the movie theater. He goes to drop us off there and he comes in with us.
No,
he wanted ice cream too. So he just eats ice cream with us. I'm like, fucking all right, thanks, Dad. So we buy ice cream, go to the movies, and we come home, and I'm gonna have her in my room. My mom tells this girl she has to sleep on the couch.
What?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Fucking fuck.
Yeah, I was like, okay, good night. Well, she comes knocking on my door after everyone goes to bed, like, what the fuck, and then comes in, and then obviously,
that's a
like,
fucking
what the fuck was with that? What was with that cock blocking fucking the whole night?
I don't know.
My dad's just like, oh, I love Rocky Road.
It sounds like such a Justin thing to do, though. It's like
I would totally do it. Like, I'm coming in, guys. I want some pistachio.
You know that, but your parents were having a discussion on the way. Like, okay, you go in with them, get ice cream, and really fucking this whole vibe up. And then when she gets back, I'm gonna make that bitch sleep on the couch.
Dude, I couldn't believe.
I'm amazed at how brazen the girl was, though, to sneak into your room.
Right?
Yeah, well, I mean, we discussed. I was like, just sneak in my room. I gave her a hug. Good night.
It's a good plan.
Fuck, man. Think about that. Oh my God, my mom was old school, dude.
Those Oregon girls don't care, huh? They're just They want that meat, and they go get it.
Yeah, they're coming in for beef.
If you had a signature meal on a menu, what would it be? I'm gonna say
hot dog.
Hot dogs are good.
Yeah, hot dogs are good.
I'm gonna say prime rib, mashed potatoes, gravy, and asparagus.
So if you had the prime rib, would you do like a horseradish sauce with it?
No, like an au jus.
Okay. Yeah, that's
yeah.
Ketchup.
Ketchup. Ben, would you ketchup?
On prime rib? What a
this guy
especially on prime rib. And not just any not just any ketchup. The full
sugar-free ketchup.
No, the full send Heinz ketchup. Not the sugar-free shit.
This guy is like McDonald's is gross, but then he puts ketchup on steak.
Yeah, on a $90 steak.
No. If how I used to get a ribeye and I used to like flatten it out so to tenderize it.
Yeah.
And then I would marinate it in soy sauce, garlic, and there's a Chinese like Maggi sauce it's called. And I would then grill that, make rice, 2 fried eggs, and then I'd grill it on a tray so all the sauce and everything would stay on it.
Yeah.
And then I would pour that over the rice.
Oh, that sounds pretty good.
I like marinating with like a little bit of Worcestershire.
Is that your signature meal then? If you had a restaurant?
Yeah.
Justin?
I have no fucking idea.
Actually, I changed mine. I want
signature meal, yeah.
You'd be a pizza guy, dude.
No, I was gonna say pasta or lasagna.
Yeah.
It'd be some type of pasta meal or lasagna.
Mm-hmm.
What's yours, Justin? A taco?
Yeah, it'd be my famous taco. my famous fish tacos that I do.
Well, I never understood fish tacos.
I like a good fish taco.
I've never had a fish taco, but really? I hate fish.
What fish would you have in the taco? What fish?
I think I don't really know what they use.
What don't they use
Good man.
whitefish? Don't they use whitefish?
Yeah, it's like a beer battered
Like-
fucking whitefish, you know?
Like a haddock or something?
Yeah,
Mm.
or
I live on fish at the minute. I do like fish 3 meals and egg whites 3 meals.
Oh,
I like
fish. Is
fish.
fish is so
I like
gross.
fish.
I have fish
like
pre and post workout.
I like salmon. I love
Oh.
salmon.
I like sway or basso. It's
You guys
so
are all
good.
disgusting. Okay,
Sway's an English rapper.
James, if you could have any signature meal in a restaurant, what would it be?
If I could have one, it'd be what my mum used to make when I was a kid. It was chicken in white sauce in a tin. Yeah, shitty chicken.
Yeah.
Pasta, the bow tie one.
Yeah.
Chopped up frankfurters.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yeah, and garden peas with pepper.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Honestly, you tried that. It is so fucking good.
You know what? I was
James,
gonna
did you ever go on?
We used to do like a white trash fucking Frito chili thing. I know it's not like a rare thing, but
I love those white trash
dude,
meals.
just like
White trash meals are the best, bro.
Fritos, chili. Like my mom would make like a homemade chili, like diced onions, jalapenos, sour cream.
So good.
Oh, so fucking.
I
good.
was gonna say when you were gonna answer, Jay, I thought you were gonna say shepherd's pie, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take shepherd's pie.
Dude, my mom would make a really good shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie is banging. It's so
Or
good.
the one thing Luke used to tell me about, like a steak pie he used to like.
Steak and ale, maybe.
Do you guys have steak pie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
steak and onion and
Steak and
Yeah,
onion, steak and
I think
ale.
I would do. I think my signature meal would be something like a shepherd's pie.
James.
I love a good
James, did you ever have those? They came in like a bag. It was like a piece of cod in like a buttery sauce. And you boil it in the bag,
Yeah,
and then my mom would boil that in the bag.
That sounds
Make,
terrible.
make mashed potato and put mashed potato and sweet corn, and then put that over it, and this like
Oh, sweet corn.
buttery, creamy sauce over mashed potato with sweet
Yeah,
corn in it.
so
and,
good.
and a piece of cod. Oh, I used to love
Sounds
it.
good, bro. Do you know one of the best forms of potato is dauphinoise?
Yeah,
What's dauphinoise?
It's when it's
Isn't
all
that-
sliced up with like the cheese and stuff in it.
Oh,
The
that's
cream
cream.
sauce.
Like cream. It's like in heavy cream, and then
Oh,
You mean
grilled
like
and cheese
wait?
on
You
top.
mean like potatoes like au gratin?
Oh, gratin?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We
But
call it
what is it called?
dauphinoise.
It's called something else here.
I could do au gratin.
I don't know why
My
we call it dauphinoise.
We call it dolphin. Well, that is what it is.
Why is that so much classier than au gratin?
Dauphinoise.
Dauphinoise. I like dauphinoise potato.
How would you like? I would like dauphinoise. Dauphinoise sounds so cool.
Yeah, it's like scallop potatoes, right? Isn't that the same?
Yeah,
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck, dude. You know, dude, I miss my mom's cooking so much. She used to always do like
So good.
a scallop potato.
You'll never be a
Uh,
mum's cooking, bro. That's why I miss this chicken. But my mum's wasn't even cooking; it was chicken out of a fucking tin, but it was still brilliant.
Yeah, no, my mom was a very good cook, and she always fed us very well. Fuck, man.
Do you know what you need to do, Jay? You need to get them recipes, like find them, and
Dude,
keep
my
them,
sister
and
took them. When my mom passed, my sister took them. She's like 21. And
She's
she's
keeping
fucking
them from
birthday, she ain't gotta cook shit. Like, fucking give me those things.
yeah.
I
take them,
got
bro.
I got a bunch of my mum's recipes, and she still send. I'll be like, "Mum, how do you do this?" And she'll send them through to me, and I'll make them for the boys
I
now.
know. Yeah, because I always would be like, Mom, I don't fucking like a lot of the shit she'd make, she'd just be winging it.
I'm
That's
pretty.
why.
lucky.
That's why it's unique because she probably like
Yeah.
tried
My mom,
things.
my mom didn't have any recipes either, but I'm lucky because my sister and my brothers can all make her food, so I still get to.
Oh.
It's not as good, but I still get.
Well, my mom's my aunt, my mom's sister can make a lot of the dishes that my mom would make. So on holidays, she comes and brings stuff, and it's the same as my mom's.
Oh,
I'm
that's
still,
good. I bet
I'm
that's
still,
lovely.
stuck.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck on James's meal. That white trash shit
It's so good.
sounds so good. Peas,
Honestly, the
fucking
peas, it's the frankfurters because they've got that like strong taste with chicken. It's
Yeah.
but you have to put cracked black pepper on there.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna make when we all meet next time. Let's try and make it.
If you guys ever come to England, I will literally just like do a massive bowl of that shit
Okay,
for us.
all right.
It'd be fantastic.
That sounds awesome.
All right,
Yeah.
James, when did you lose your virginity?
I think I was like 13, 14.
How was it? Was it a girlfriend or just like just a?
No, I was stoned at a house and I just said, "Does anyone want to fuck?" And one girl said, "Yeah." Literally, that's what I said.
I believe you.
I was just like, "Does someone want to have sex tonight?"
I need to get this done.
Not to. Okay. No, I don't want to ask that question. Okay.
The thing is, the girl that I had sex with, we did it another 2 times over the course of the next year. So
How's she doing these days? It's been 20 years.
I've no idea.
Nice.
Besides being pear-shaped, super narrow shoulders, and super wide hips, is there any other
terrible bodybuilding.
genetic disadvantages or ways there can be shaped that guys see or know if that might hold someone back from being a potential pro?
if
Well,
their head
a
is as big
lot.
as mine, if they have like a lion-sized head like me, because it makes your shoulders narrow.
I think shoulders and hips are the number one and two ways to tell.
Yeah.
But there's so many other genetic factors. Like I'll give you one of the main genetic factors that people don't think about. Your fucking organs. How
They've got
fast?
big organs.
How fast? No, how fast can you clear? How fast can you take in drugs, clear drugs?
Yeah.
How what's your hereditary issue like? Like, are you susceptible?
to-
Are you prone to fucking kidney issues, diabetic,
Genetic
diabetes, cholesterol, fucking heart issues? Like these are a lot of genetic things that bodybuilders don't think about that can end your career pretty shortly.
Yeah.
So
Cholesterol's the one for me that's a bugger.
what's that?
Cholesterol for me is always out of whack, like because of being on gear.
Yeah. Well, I think that's for a lot of bodybuilders, but
Yeah,
I just think
is,
there's a lot.
Is there? Sorry, like question: is there actually any way that you can be on cycle, a proper cycle, and actually have decent cholesterol ratios?
Dude,
I can ask.
I finished
Even possible.
I finished my prep at nationals, and I had my blood work done, and my cholesterol levels were perfect.
You're still pretty
Bro,
new.
I think you're natty, bro. I don't think you took.
No, but wait a minute. Justin's still pretty new. My cholesterol was fine for the first 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what my cholesterol was in the beginning because we weren't doing that back then.
Yeah, no, it takes a while for things to build up, in my opinion. It doesn't. One of the genetic factors I think is also this: you could have super wide shoulders and you could have narrow hips, but you might not be predisposed to putting on a ton of muscle.
Yeah.
You might be predisposed to holding a lot of fat. Like there's a lot of different variables.
And if you thick skin, some guys just can't really get detail because they just have thick skin. There's not really anything.
That's why when you first asked that question, I'm like, well, there's a million things. Yeah.
There is.
You have your torso's too long, your femurs are too long, your arms are too like.
I find it weird when people ask the question because they're like, is there any way to know like before I start? And I'm like,
it's hard.
This is how I think of it. If you want to be a pro, you're not going to be a pro unless you love doing it. And if you love doing it, then why do you fucking care
It's a red flag, right? I'm like, you're not here for the right reason.
Yeah. If you love it and you're pursuing it, you'll find out. Don't worry about it.
They only want to know if they can be great at it. They don't want to just live the life and love it.
That's the whole thing that's what sacrifice without regret means. You never know. You're not going to know until you're fucking 10 years in.
Exactly. Yeah.
And if you don't love it and you're not pursuing it because you love it, you're not going to make it anyway.
That's
the thing. If you tell half these guys, hey, you can do this for the next 15 years, but you're not going to turn pro and you're not going to earn any money, but you enjoy this.
Yeah.
How many are going to be like, well, cool, I'll just carry on anyway because I love it.
Yeah.
Wait, you have to add one more caveat to that. And you're not going to be able to be an influencer.
Exactly.
Then you'll see who's really going to stick around.
Put me in my basement with no social media. I'll still fucking be squatting as heavy as I fucking can.
Yeah.
Like, what do you?
Okay. You're the driver of a train that is out of control. You have 3 options.
B3.
One, keep going on the track you're on and kill 4 workmen that are in the way. 2, move the switch and head left, but you'll kill a single child. 3, derail the train and kill yourself. And be honest. There's no right answer. It's an ethical dilemma.
What was the first one? Sorry, I
zoned out.
Kill 4 workmen, kill a single child, or derail the train and kill yourself.
What color are the 4 workmen? I'm joking.
Are they men or female?
They're Asian, Ben.
They used to be male. They were born men. Now they're.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, let's move on. I don't want to talk about who I'm murdering.
I'm definitely not.
So you've agreed you're murdering somebody.
I'm taking out.
Yeah, and it's not the kid or myself.
I'm taking out the single child.
Did you?
He's not blossomed yet.
How old is the child?
Those four workmen could all have families.
All have families.
Okay, all right. If you go left, that's my child.
Oh shit.
Well, you're liberties, Ben. You're liberties, bro.
You're also working the line, so it's either way. You either kill Ben's child or kill Ben.
Oh, Ben's working one of the 4 workmen.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And his child.
I'm manual labor.
We are 3 of the 4 workmen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's easy then. Just stay the course and plow.
Mow us down, baby.
Oh, mate, it's so hard because you don't want to cut your own life short, do you?
Oh,
'Cause
well,
you're not guaranteed in your head
if
to know
you
that it's
if you asked me
out.
if you asked me this question a year ago, it would have been a fucking easy answer. All right, let's move on. Let's move
If
on.
you ask me the question without the first option, it's an easy answer.
Yeah,
I think very few people are actually going to sacrifice themselves. I think a lot of people say they would, but let's be real.
For
That's what I'm gonna say.
for a small over a small child, then
Okay, let's move on. What are some? No, we already did that. What's the smallest? Nope. If you were to sleep with the 10 out of no. Do you think there would be a weight limit cap difference in classic among the amateurs and pro? Do you think there should be a weight limit cap difference in the classic among the amateurs and pros?
there is.
No, but he's saying, like, do you think there should be?
Oh, yes. Sure.
Why? Why?
I mean, listen, if a guy builds up the ranks and he's maxed out his class and wins his pro card, it's like, hey, now you can gain 10 pounds and,
Yeah, but what if?
I don't-
But what I'm asking is, why wouldn't you just give that weight to the amateurs already?
yeah,
Mhm.
that's fair enough. Yeah, it's
I
not
would
like
I would take it out.
You
Yeah,
would take
okay.
it to- yeah.
I would keep the same for the pros as the amateurs, not the other way.
You can have a guy that's very well developed, has never done a show, and he's very classic, and he would be a great pro. He has to cut 10 extra, eight extra
Well,
pounds off
I'll
his
say
physique,
this:
you know what I mean?
my first show, I was gonna try and do classic, but I could never even make the weight.
Yeah. But you were small when you started.
Yeah, but I still couldn't make my classic weight.
But you were fat too when you dieted for your first time. Just
Yes,
joking.
that's true. I wasn't quite in shape. I could have got there, but
Just joking. I have to fuck with you before you become a superstar.
I know. Well,
I have to keep you grounded. You have all these people online telling you you're going to be Mr. Olympia, so somebody has to keep your head like normal.
right.
I'm your Paul. It's like Paul with me. He kept me grounded.
Yeah, sometimes I forget how much I need you, and then
You need me. You need me to keep you normal. Otherwise, you'll go fucking insane.
fucking my head is blown.
If the whole podcast crew owned a restaurant, what job would each person have? I can only imagine. Okay, what job would you have? Justin would be the host. Ben would be the chef. Ben would be the chef.
Guy's about to throw a shit fit. You just said that
Fucking
with his red sauce, with his red sauce and
blush sauce.
You were a sous chef. What the fuck do you mean?
I'm just saying, I don't disagree. I'm saying Guy is gonna throw a shit fit at you.
I've had your bolognese, Ben. It was better than Guy's red sauce.
That was really
Oh,
good.
was it? Was it really good?
It was really good. It was, and I love pasta. It was fucking really good. I tried to recreate it. I did a horrible job.
I'll send you a recipe.
Okay. Justin's the host. Ben's the chef. I'm Ben's assistant. I'm the prep chef.
You're just making the salads, the side salads.
No, I'm chopping everything up so Ben can.
You're just there tossing salads on the
I'm
side.
tossing salads. James is a waiter.
What? I couldn't wait for shit.
No, he's the busboy, dude. He's cleaning tables.
I can't remember anything. If someone ordered an item from me, I forget everything.
Okay, James is the busboy, and Guy's the waiter.
Guy's the valet out front.
Guy is a valet. Yes. Ian's a waiter.
Ian's a security guard.
Yeah, Ian's definitely security.
Why do we need security at our?
But I really like.
This is a very nice place. It's got Ben's bolognese, for fuck's sake. You got to protect the recipe.
Without saying what the category is, what are your top 5? I don't know what that means. Does anybody know what that means?
No.
Okay. If your gym bag can only have 2 things in it, what do you choose? Hostility and intra-artery.
I was just gonna say,
look at that market. That's brilliant. That was brilliant.
I mean, honestly, I would have wrist straps and yeah, that's it. Straps. And
I'm actually not joking. I probably have either my elbow sleeves or my lifting straps and my hostility. And that's not me, Mark. I take my pre-workout every day.
I would have a pre-workout. I guess depending on the time of year, I think I could probably would prefer having an intra most of the year over a pre-workout.
I would do the Silo 9 if I had to limit, because then I could mix some carbs with it, like a
no. You only have 2 things for the gym. That's it.
You have 2 things to put in your bag only. You have a bag and you can put 2 things in it.
Okay, intra R3 for sure.
Intra
And what else?
My lifting belt, because I'm going to squat heavy.
Your belt. Okay.
I
I
never
don't use
worked
any.
out.
I don't use Intra at the minute.
What do you?
So-
What are the two things in your bag, James?
That's what I'm thinking. Because I don't use Intra at the minute. So at the gym, I would definitely need straps, lifting straps to
Okay.
put in. What else is really handy? Like, what do we use at the minute?
Do you use a pre-workout every day or no?
Yeah, but I have that before I leave to the gym.
No, let's pretend it has to go in your bag.
Oh, then a pre.
Okay.
It's called Mega
See,
Salsa.
what if we go with James's James
philosophy where
you take your pre at home?
Yeah.
So for me, it
'cause
would
I feel
be
like it's a waste. I wouldn't take my pre to the gym because obviously
for me it would be elbow sleeves and lifting straps.
Well, what are you training though?
I'd say
'Cause
knee sleeves and straps.
No, I'm
I
considering.
don't need my knee sleeves on a back day, but I do need
No,
my.
I'm
my
considering.
straps.
I'm considering these are two things that always have to be there. So it's like you can't. They're not interchangeable.
yeah, they're
So
just
if you-
there. Like if you
so
can
if
only
you
leave
don't-
two things in your bag.
Yeah, you have to leave these two things in your bag at all times. So what are the two things going to be?
The only two things I use consistently would be knee sleeves and wrist straps.
Yeah, for me it's elbow sleeves and lifting straps.
Yeah, mine's
Okay.
mine's knee wrap and wrist lift straps.
Yeah, knee sleeves and those Versa grip straps I've got. Yeah.
Yeah, Versa grips.
Yeah.
That's what I'm rocking.
No. Have you or anyone in the podcast had a friend who stutters? How did you feel about it? Did you see him differently in any way?
I do it sometimes.
I stutter a lot lately.
I do it sometimes.
I always feel bad for people who stutter. I don't like make fun of them. I'm like,
Oh, you're missing a great opportunity, man.
no, but I feel like there's something I'm doing that's making the person uncomfortable.
Yeah, I feel bad for people.
That'd be a really tough one to deal with. I had a waiter one time that was stuttering his fucking ass off, and I didn't know what was going on, and I laughed. And then he was like, did I say something funny? And I was like, oh, no, dude, I'm sorry. I didn't.
No, you didn't.
I felt terrible. We were like, my dad and I were like at a bar and we were getting some drinks and some burgers. And I think I giggled at him stuttering. I don't even know if I laughed at him, but then he fucking came at me. I was like, what the fuck are you coming at me so hard for, dude? Not my fault you stutter.
You're so hard on people, man.
And matter of fact, you did say something that was funny.
You're the snobbiest person I know. You're the snob.
Yeah, I know.
For somebody who's so caring, you actually have like a flip side to you. That's just as fucking.
Yeah. It's a yin and yang thing. You got to keep a balance. You can't just be too nice all the time. You're gonna get fucking shit on.
Yeah, I guess. Would you rather marry your first girlfriend or stay at your first job for the rest of your I can't. I'd rather stay at the
Not my first job.
Yeah.
Not my first job.
I'd rather stay at my first job. I can't say that. My fucking wife will divorce me.
Oh, dude.
Just tell her her hair looks nice. You're fine. You got brownie points today. You're fine. You got some leeway.
My first job was fucking working at a lumber yard.
Dude, I was washing like RV.
No, I was washing dishes, I think.
Yeah, I did dishes. Fuck that. I'm
Oh,
not doing that for the rest of my life.
Mine was upholstery. Upholstery.
Dude, look, I'm sat here with this shit next to me because my fingers are so dry. You think I want to be pot washing the rest of my life? I'd be fucked.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Summer. I gotta go back. Sorry. Go back to my first girlfriend.
Yep.
Am I the
I
only
think
one?
she'd understand. I think she'd understand. No, I'd
I-
go back to my first girlfriend and not be a fucking pot wash.
Yep. But don't worry, I'll cheat on my new wife with you all.
Yeah.
You be my mistress.
Do you have any weird talents?
Zero.
None?
Yeah, I can do
Nobody?
this. I can do this weird clicking noise with my mouth.
Don't do it. I don't like it.
Do that again?
His mic.
It ran out.
Oh.
I'm glad it did because it
It
was
sounds like when a dolphin does that click, like
Yeah.
Echo fucking what do you
Kinda
call
like
it?
location.
How do you
Sorry,
feel
Dustin,
about
that offended you. Is that like chalk on the?
it was
Yeah,
chat.
I was talking.
Yeah, exactly.
how do you feel about inspiring everyone to copy your format of the podcast?
Pretty good
You
about
gotta
it.
you gotta look-
Feel
you
pretty
gotta-
good.
You gotta be like, well, you set a trend.
Why do you think these podcasts aren't as successful? Is it the fake friendships they portray on camera or lack of charisma and genuine display of character? I don't think- I don't think they're
fake.
fake. I don't think they're fake friends.
No. It just comes down to the individual, and some people gravitate. I don't. It just organically connect with an audience better. It just is what it is. And I think you've been very selective about who you have on here. Chemistry matters. You make sure to connect the right people. And
I will say chemistry matters. You can't. I think some people think like, as long as I get popular people on, then people will watch.
Yeah,
it doesn't. I don't think it works that way. I think you have to have like look at Paul, for example. Paul's like, nobody even knew who the fuck Paul was. He's never even. Yeah. And then he's like,
but everybody gets along with him.
He's one of the most popular people on the podcast, if not the most popular person on the podcast, because he connects with everybody.
Yeah, but you have to have, and I've said this to you before, and it's going to sound gay and whatever, because
don't be gay, Ben.
This is what gay people say a lot. So, but it's underpinned by the person fucking running the shit. Like, look, there is what 7, 8 of us, maybe 9, 10 of us that have all been on here, but every time Fouad's on here, and not to kiss ass, you've done.
Yeah, you have to be consistent.
You do the one-on-ones, interviewing and allowing a conversation. Like, you watch some of these, and like the host will be cutting people off to try and get their point across, and
Fouad does that.
They'll be condescending. No, what he's good at doing.
Hold on. Let me interrupt you real quick.
But I asked. I'm like, can I interrupt?
I do credit the podcast. The majority of the success is not because of the guests that he has on. It's because of his ability to hold that conversation.
It is.
Look, how many times has he been like, "Oh, I'm just going to go for a piss," and then the 3 of us are left here and we go, "Oh,
what now?"
Listen, whatever, man. I think
whatever, faggot.
No. I didn't mean that. No,
Bender.
I didn't mean it. So thank you very much. What I mean is about other podcasts. I don't know. There was podcasts before me, like Luke and James and was it Bandy? Is that his name?
Banji.
Yeah, but this is like the Canadian equivalent, so it's all good.
This is
similar. This is just a bigger scale. Like this is more like an evolution.
Yeah,
I think it's well, it's not an evolution because it's your own thing, but you know what I mean.
You know what it is.
They fit the same bill.
Can I tell you what I really think it is? I wasn't very connected to many bodybuilders in my career. Being in Canada, it's like I kind of knew everybody, but like I didn't have great relationships with everyone because like we just didn't really connect in a lot of places. And I think now that I get to connect with you guys, I enjoy it. So I enjoy having people on. I enjoy talking about their prep. I enjoy talking about their mentalities. I enjoy so it's like a real fucking conversation. I'm not just trying to create content.
Do you think
we had a 45-minute conversation about James's mindset? Yeah, but but I'm not like trying to create that. That just happens.
Well, and these things, if anybody has ever seen us all get together in person, we will just sit on a couch with each other and talk like this for hours.
You still shoot the shit.
It's very organic. It's not anything we had to force and try to create.
But how do you think it would have looked if you'd have been 5 years younger and started this when you were 34, 35, whatever? With how you were?
I don't think it would have worked out at all.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll work. I think I was a totally different person.
Yeah.
All my faults were much more evident, and I didn't have the patience, and I didn't care what anybody else thought. I didn't.
So in saying that, because I agree, you're admitting that you're the primary success of this podcast.
No,
right?
I'm just saying.
You arrogant fuck.
I'm just saying.
Quit being gay, Ben. Jeez.
Yeah, Ben. Quit being gay. Okay, let's move on. Would you rather shit every time you come, or have 5% chance of dropping the N-word every time you speak? What?
Shit every time I came.
No, because Tourette's you get let off for.
Have you guys seen any of these Tourette's clips on TikTok?
Yeah, you get left alone. So fuck it, it's Tourette's.
Guys,
you see that girl?
I don't mean it. I'm not saying anything for the wrong reason.
Interviewing that guy and then told him he smelled like dick. Did you see that? Like, oh, what is the scent you're wearing? You're smelling. She goes,
yes, I saw that.
Dick. You're like, Dick, you smell like dick. Dick, you don't smell like dick. It's not dick. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's there's the barber as well, isn't there? The Tourette's barber.
Guys, I'm telling you, if you find I went down a rabbit hole of Tourette's videos on TikTok.
Oh, no.
I could just it's like
terrible.
I could not know, man. Is it mean to laugh at that stuff?
No,
It's not mean, right?
No, it's hilarious.
They post it now because they know it's kind of funny. So
Oh, it's fucking. It's just.
I mean, it's unfortunate, but like, listen, that girl leaning in, smelling it, and saying he smelled like dick. There has to be something like psychological. I mean, like internally that you're like, homie might smell like dick. You know what I mean? Then it just like, comes out. Like that's such an odd, like perfect thing to say at that point.
I don't know, man. I think it's. I don't think it's planned.
No, I don't think. Yeah. No, it's not planned. Of course not. She, go on live television to tell somebody they smell like dick on the red carpet.
Oh, it was on the red carpet. Fuck.
It was on. It was like some red carpet event like that. I don't remember exactly what it was.
Have you ever dropped your meal on the floor and didn't have a backup meal?
yes, I did it in Norway not long ago. It pissed me right off.
Did you eat it?
No, fucking, I was outside. Yannicka went to where she's working now to go and have a meeting.
Yeah,
I'm sitting outside and I've got my meal next to me, steak and rice, and I accidentally knocked it off and it fell on the floor. I was so angry because in Norway, buying food is so expensive and there's nothing just ready.
Yeah,
I was angry as hell. I had no.
You didn't try and scoop it. You didn't try and scoop it back up.
It was outside and it was dirty, and the floor was dirty.
I've done that in my truck where I've like
James,
had to.
if you cared about your career, you would have scooped it up.
This is why you'll never succeed.
This is why I'm never going to win. This is why I'm not 320 pounds.
The last time I did that, actually, James, was in the gas office.
Oh, that's acceptable, surely.
Wait, I dropped a glass Tupperware.
Yep, that happened to me the other day.
No,
That happened to me the
that's
other day on my
annoying.
farm.
You broke it?
Yeah, I dropped it from here, and it went.
I grabbed my
Oh,
food bag the other day, and I had my one meal and then my other meal in my food bag, but I left it kind of halfway unzipped, and the glass just fell out and shattered on the floor.
And yeah, you're not rescuing that one. Like that's not worth the risk.
And then there's like glass and chicken and olive oil all over the ground. And you're trying to sweep it up. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Are you still going to the Aries Philly event? Yes, May 21st. We will be at Aries' new location in Philly.
That'd be good fun. Looking forward to
that. Favorite actor in top 3 films or series they have been in? Denzel Washington. Remember the Titans. Training Day. Okay. And what's the fucking one where he's like blind?
Man on Fire. Oh no!
Oh, Man on Fire is better than. Oh my god, that's great.
Man on Fire is really good.
Man on Fire, the one where he's blind.
Book of Eli.
And Remember the Titans.
They're solid.
Mate, I like Brad Pitt because I was watching something today. I was watching Snatch. Mate.
That's a great.
Brad Pitt's handy.
Very good.
He's a bit of a G, mate, and that is fucking.
All right, Brad Pitt. What's the top 3 movies?
What, like Benjamin? Meet Joe Black.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Snatch for sure. Snatch for sure. And then like one of the old ones like that no one would really think about, like 7 Years in Tibet.
I've never seen that.
That's like an old original. Like
yeah,
that's like
Seven's a good one. Yeah.
I really liked him in The Assassination of Jesse James. I thought he was fucking.
That's my
bro.
favorite.
The dude's so good.
That's like my favorite movie.
Because Casey Affleck's really fucking good in that too, and then Ben Affleck.
All right,
Brad Pitt's just.
That's it. American Gangster, Assassination of Jesse James. Those are my top 2 favorite movies.
Yeah. You know what? We have the TV. You know, in most hotel rooms, do you have like Netflix on them? This one doesn't. This has straight cable. It's fucking annoying.
So annoying.
So Denise is flicking through. Casino comes on. Casino's my favorite film of all time. Period.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I prefer Goodfellas, man. I prefer Goodfellas.
No, man. When Joe Pesci gets that phone and he beats the guy with the phone. That's my favorite.
I can never watch the part where they beat them with bats and then throw them and bury them.
Oh yeah. No, what about the one where his head's in a vice and he pops?
No, that one's okay. That's okay.
Denise not watching that and she just rolled over. She's like, I can't watch that. I'm like, this is fucking.
When they take him to the cornfield and they start beating him with bats, I'm like, I can't watch this fucking shit.
Dude, there's a line in it where Joe Pesci was like narrating and he was cool. I can't repeat the terminology he used, but I looked at Denise and said, you wouldn't be able to put that in a film, period, today. No. He says sand N-word.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I haven't heard that in like since I watched that film.
I've been called that. I've been called that numerous times in my life.
Yeah, I bet it's fucking brutal. You've offended 2 people, like 2 groups of people, real fucking bad right there.
The sand people and then the N people.
Yeah,
the sand people from
Justin. What's your favorite?
I don't know that I can top either of those, and I don't know that I have strong enough feelings about any actor or movies. I'm not really a favorite movie kind of guy. Like, I agree with everything you guys said, but I don't know. I'm just not. I don't have anything like near and dear that I fucking love that I could say it's my favorite.
How many bags of Doritos can Fouad eat?
All of them. All of the Doritos.
Did you ever have plans to sign Luke to Hostile? That would have been incredible. What challenge do I have to complete to have you as a no? Let's do one more. How many?
I was just thinking about. I know he's talking about films a moment ago, and I'm not going to take us into a whole new place.
No, go ahead.
But Jack Black as Bowser was pretty fucking
That
exceptional.
was awesome, dude.
In the new Mario movie.
It?
Yeah.
Oh, I've not watched. I've not watched
Like
that.
Never.
The Peaches song. The Peaches song.
It was so good, dude. Yeah,
Oh,
that was so fun.
wicked.
Yeah.
Such a feel good movie.
Yeah, it was great. I really enjoyed it. I know a lot of. I don't think it got great reviews. Like the critics were very
Well,
hard.
no, critics' reviews were low, but audience reviews were like
Very high. Yeah.
When did it come out? Like last week or so, right?
Yeah, I went.
And it's already like crushed it in regards to sales. Like it deserves it though. Chris Pratt killed it.
Yeah, it was very good. I really liked it.
I got a.
Fouad would never go and watch that.
Fouad, you might have to cut
Super
this
Mario
out.
Bros.
You might have to cut this
I
out.
don't want to
Fouad.
cut anything out. No, I don't.
No. Oh, okay. I was going to show you something. I bought it yesterday.
You bought a gun. You can show it.
No, I don't have the gun here.
Okay.
I bought a pipe.
Then?
I bought a Mario pipe.
Oh, we're talking about Super Mario just now.
Oh, okay. Do I have to block that? I don't have to delete that.
Oh, what the fuck? No,
That's a pipe, bro. My granddad used to smoke a pipe.
Yeah, I like a pipe.
Would you rather have a gay son or a promiscuous daughter? Oh,
Ooh.
You'd be
Gay
more
son.
worried about the. You'd be
Gay
more
son.
worried about the promiscuous daughter. She's
promiscuous daughter is gonna get in a lot more
It's
trouble.
gonna be hard
Gay
work.
son.
Yeah.
Gay son.
That song would be in my head all the time.
You go
You know,
suck that dick,
the
son.
Nelly Furtado song.
the promiscuous girl.
Yeah, I'd be like, fucking hell, she's going out, and I'd start dreaming. Shit.
Who do you guys have on the radar to emerge as the best rookie pro talent in the open? Justin.
Probably Josh's shot, bro.
Sitting right there. That's why I fucking signed him.
There you go.
After Justin, I'm not sure. We spoke about him, Stu Sutherland.
But he's not a rookie. But he's not a rookie anymore. He competed last year.
What? No, he competed a week after he won his pro card. Let's no.
Yeah, no. I agree. I think if you
I agree.
immediately turn pro.
I took away mine the week after I turned pro. I cut it.
No,
And the week after he did Tampa, and he got 7th, and that was a tough show.
Yeah, that was
so
really good.
still not.
All right.
not
if-
that
if
That kid is a total freak show. He's gonna be.
He's good. He's very good. He's very
there's a bunch of good guys. I think Justin's going to shock people. I think Beef Stew will be good. I think Carlos is going to be good.
Yeah, Carlos as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of good young pros coming out, but I have a feeling Justin's going to shock a lot of people.
Thank you.
better had. Fucking better
Okay.
had.
Fucking better.
No pressure, bro.
I'll be depressed and like canceling my trip to France for my croissants.
No croissants for Justin.
Yeah, I'll be questioning everything.
Who do you think would win today if Phil and Ronnie were to both compete at their best?
Ronnie.
Ronnie.
I know everyone's like Ronnie's great, but I still like love Phil 2011. I feel like
Come on, man.
I know, but I still have to argue if you would see what's the best physique of all time. Best physique.
Ronnie 98, 99
Yeah, but
is
but-
unbeatable.
It's so big as well. Like, no, you can't. No, Ronnie.
Listen,
No,
Phil
I know,
Phil
but I have to
is
stand
like,
up for homie Phil.
listen, Phil is an absolutely incredible, and I would say is a very strong second.
Well, let's just say like if this
like-
was a prejudging at the Olympian, it was 98 Ronnie and 2011 Phil. There would be a lot of comparisons. I don't think they would just.
Oh, it'd be some show that would, huh?
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't think they would just go, Ronnie, you won, fucking Phil. Sorry, buddy. Better luck next year. I don't think they'd have an easy decision on their hands.
No, it'd be hard. It would be
No,
hard.
All those
you could-
physiques are so fucking good.
Oh, wait a minute. That's obvious. Like you could say that if you threw the best Jay in there, if you threw the best Dorian in there, if you threw the best Dexter, even like that's
Yeah, Justin. We can always say obvious shit, mate. Like
no. I'm just saying there's going to be a lot of comparisons. They're all great Mr. Olympias. Like imagine the best Jay.
Do you think it'd be a split panel of judging? Is all I'm saying, or do you think it'd be all
No,
Ronnie?
I still think Ronnie would win.
or straight ones. You think
Ronnie-
straight ones?
I
I don't think straight ones.
I do think straight.
No, he had Dino. He wouldn't get straight ones.
After he had Gyno. 2001 Arnold Classic Ronnie. That was
Very
the
good.
best. That was the best Ronnie.
That's a tough.
I like Phil Heath 2010
9.
Arnold Classic,
where he lost
where,
to Kai.
where somehow he didn't win.
Yeah, it was-
Listen, I think if we're taking all the factors of bodybuilding consideration, size, shape,
Mhm.
conditioning, muscularity, like you name it, Ronnie doesn't lose in any of them.
yeah,
Yeah, I know.
I can't disagree with that.
But
Like there's
Phil's calves didn't have anything in them.
Hang on. But here's the thing. Phil used to turn to the back and that back double bicep, and everyone would be like, "Well, fuck." But Ronnie,
so did Ronnie.
Ronnie's back double.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you could argue that proportionally that Phil has
Here
best
we go
proportions.
to inches.
You could argue for like 5 seconds, and then the argument would be finished.
You think bicep to tricep proportions on Phil versus Ronnie's side tricep? Ronnie's getting smoked in the side tricep, boys.
We're not talking about body
yeah,
parts.
that's true.
Phil had better calves and better triceps. I'll give you that. But if we're
Hamstrings hung better from the side.
I don't agree with that. But if we're talking about if we're
Well, I
talking
think
about
I think it's how Ronnie posed his side shots. He would like squeeze his hamstrings.
because he was so big he couldn't move.
I know.
He was just like
Yeah.
fucking
Well, listen, don't excuse how big he was. Let's not use. He didn't pose as well in the side shot as Phil.
Phil
I
was
do-
Phil was better at presenting his physique.
okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think Phil's a better, a more polished.
I'm just trying to
Phil's a
create
more
some.
Phil's a more polished athlete on stage. I think, right?
Phil had better polish. Yes, I'll give him that.
Mhm.
But
Super.
other than that, tell me
Ronnie
what
wins.
bodybuilding criteria you could point to that Phil beats Ronnie in.
Nicked.
I would have liked to see their conditions side by side.
Dude, come on. Ronnie's glutes were like sandpaper.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, but
Ronnie-
his midsection wasn't as hard as Phil in 2011.
Yeah, I mean he doesn't have his midsection is not the
That's what I mean. I just like to
aesthetically
see. I'll just
There's that video of Phil walking out and doing his routine in 2011 where he's just walking out like pumping his fist. Like,
Yeah.
holy fuck, that video is so crazy.
Listen,
I
there's
just
no
think
doubt. Phil is
it'd be
incredible.
really good to see. It'd be really good to see.
It would be amazing to see. I think I don't know what to say. Like Phil is more cartoony,
Yeah, for sure.
but I think if you stood them next to each other, Ronnie is just bigger.
I agree with that, but it does speak to how amazing Phil was that we're even having this conversation.
Oh, there's no
Absolutely.
doubt.
That's
No
why
doubt.
we have to say what we're saying.
No doubt.
because
Anybody who
yeah.
doesn't have Phil in like the top 1, 2, or 3 best ever
Doesn't know what they're
doesn't understand what they're looking
Mm.
at. Okay, last question. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Is this accurate?
It depends what the subject matter is. If it's women, maybe, but if it's something else, maybe not.
I don't think it's true.
No, I don't think it's true.
I think a guy can be a piece of shit and then decide one day I don't want to be a piece of shit anymore.
for sure.
Sometimes it takes making a mistake to know it's a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people.
Or it's the relationship too. I think people forget sometimes that the dynamic of a relationship is different with each person. Like you could be a cocksucker with one girl and then you could meet somebody else and be a totally different guy.
Yeah, that's real.
So just because you cheated with one girl doesn't mean the next girl you meet you're gonna have.
But I'm a
And vice versa.
I'm a much different person from 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Like
Yeah,
I'm not the
that's
same.
right,
I'm not the same person. Whether it's you talk about relationships or any other aspect, people mature and evolve, and their perspectives change on everything. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
What about
I
cheating
want-
on your diet? Cheating on your diet.
Once a cheater, always a cheater on that one.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's what
before
I'm
we-
saying.
Is it once a cheater, always a cheater if it's the same person?
What do you mean?
Like, let's say you're with a girl and like you cheat on her like 6 months in,
So she could always consider you a cheater.
and she decides to stay with you.
Yeah.
Are you going to cheat on her again, or because you've already
not necessarily.
broken that seal? You've already broken that seal.
No,
You're like, you might as well do it again.
It's not like taking a piss on a night out drinking. Oh, you
I'm
broke the
just
seal.
saying-
You're
I'm
fucked
just-
now. That's it.
No, I don't think so.
Going back to the well.
What do you think?
I know people that have had that happen, broke up for years, and then met together again and married.
I know. So have I.
So you know how it is.
I'm just asking. See what you guys think.
Yeah, just seeing the feelers.
Justin,
What?
why are you staying out of this conversation? Do you have something you want to say?
No, I never cheated. I'm not a cheater. I never would do it. No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't know. I don't agree that if you cheat once, you'll cheat again. I don't think that's
All right.
you know.
Okay, guys.
Thank you for the therapy session. Thank you for the therapy session.
Go.
Of course,
Have
James.
some
Right,
croissant.
have some croissant. Croissant.
Okay, boys. We'll see you soon.
All right.
Easy, guys.
Bye.